Another door slam. 2.
I can't do it when we're not on the air? I thought I didn't have to worry about it if I'm just walking in and out.
It's kind of irritating.
Oh. It's just a pet peeve thing now. It's not a professionalism thing.
Man, you are absolutely.
I'm just trying to clarify. It's not like...
It's like you walking in here and just trying to be a dick.
No, that's not it at all.
Lummy, can you help me out here?
Kind of poking him a little bit.
I wasn't trying to be I didn't slam the door because I thought to do it to bother
I'm talking about
him.
your whole fucking aura today. Well, back in the day, you had people that were fucking paying attention and doing their jobs. Well, back in the day, you had somebody fucking listening to the radio and you'd be on top of that shit. And, I mean, you're really not enduring yourself with a lot of people right now.
That was one comment. I apologize for that one comment.
Hold on. I think we need to get into this on the air.
One comment.
Hold on.
We don't need to get into it on the air.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Live from the OG Royalty Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Janessa sort of texted me about 2:30, 3 o'clock. She's with child, and her peanut is going from a cashew to a size of a lemon. Anthony is growing, and I think she might have morning sickness. Hopefully she'll be back tomorrow, because I can't take another day.
How many people do you think actually think she's pregnant?
Oh, I don't even know.
A lot?
A lot. I
bet they do.
I think a lot of people really do think. By the way, she's not pregnant. We're just ribbing her, and she's ribbing you. And it's just fun to say that she's got a little fetus in her belly. Hell, that's probably an HR violation in itself.
Take it up with HR.
So, we have Brian the Babyface Matroni in here, and I have Brian in here because we're trying to find our way as this show has gone through some transitional periods. And, trying to always put on a good show with what tools I have remaining. And Brian Brian the Babyface Matroni, lawyer here in town, younger guy, smart ass, knows a lot about sports, knows a lot
He's
about...
not that young. He just looks young.
Yeah.
He looks really angry right now.
And at times he acts really young as well. And so he comes in as a favor to me and kind of backfills and is a great little co-host. And most of the time, he's great. But it seems as though, and Brian, one would think that you would understand the dynamic, not necessarily needed for me, but the dynamic needed for chat, the Bubba Army, P1 hardcore listeners, and more importantly, the people that work here. And it seems like that when people come in here as co-hosts, they think that they have to be a dick. And this, I think this started with Spice Boy, one of the original lineup guys. The original lineup was me, Guido, Cowhead, and Manson. That was the original OG lineup. And then that, Spice Boy and Brent transitioned in, and now we are where we are. But Blitz, because I wouldn't say you're the scorekeeper, but you've have the longest tenure here and know my dynamic and our world dynamic better than anybody that's here.
Okay.
Can you not feel that Brian is trying to be like just too abrasive, too counter, too stiff?
Well, Brian thinks, if Dan can slam the door, so can I.
Yeah, but did you hear you may not have heard the hot mic.
I heard it.
And like from that to slamming the door to the heat he gets on chat, like, am I being too sensitive? Trying to, tell Brian to kind of back it down a little bit? Is he coming? Is he healing? Is he spinning himself out, healing himself out? Like,
yeah, he is.
Like, Brian, if you would just act natural, you're not naturally this abrasive, but you're really abrasive here.
I made one smart ass comment.
No, naturally he is that abrasive. You should hear the Diaco show. Him and Dan really get into it sometimes.
But I think he's like trying to almost show out a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to show out a little bit.
I will admit that one stupid comment I made about, you'd have guys listening, was kind of a slight to them, and I apologize.
And it's a slight, and it's a slight to me too. What if I went to your firm and I compared your firm to like Kevin's firm?
Or Morgan and Morgan.
Or more, I've been to John Morgan's firm, and they got literally 4 floors of people answering the phones and getting stuff done, and whatever. And I started like
the Morgan and Morgan commercial says they made over $1 billion last year.
That's good. I mean, it's true.
I know.
And I walked into your firm, I'd be like, well, Brian, over at Morgan and Morgan, man, they got people that here and there, and I mean, this is still my business, and I still have a lot of pride. And the people that work for me and the stuff that what we try to get done with a very limited budget. Nobody here is making anything of what they should be making. And I need I could really use about 4 more guys. And if I had 4 more guys, I would have a lot better of a show and be prepared better. And a lot of things wouldn't slip through the cracks. But when you're in here cutting on everybody.
I wasn't trying to be I made one comment, and I apologize, and I'll make it up to everybody. I'll buy everybody Waffle House.
And then he got up and slammed the door, and then came back in,
and then slammed the door.
I did not slam,
and then makes excuse rather than be like, what, I didn't even know.
Well, to be fair, he didn't slam the door, but he let the door slam.
Yeah,
I did. I let the door slam because I figured we weren't on the air, so it wouldn't matter.
If Bubba's in this, it doesn't matter. The door shouldn't slam it at all.
It's just because it's such a heavy door, and as Amelia Earhart flies over.
Yeah, they got the other runway closed.
Oh, they do?
Yep.
Poor goats. But I think the goats are used to it.
Goats don't care.
Yeah, goats don't care. So, but I'm saying, Brian, you are so smart and so well read. Like, you don't have to, and you're naturally stiff.
You're saying, Brian, you're better than that, buddy. Be best.
What I'm saying is, don't roll up in here and be more of a dick than you already are.
I think Brian is a dick. He's just getting comfortable and letting it out.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's the problem.
I will hold back my dickishness.
Content before counter.
Gotcha.
Don't counter me.
I thought I've helped with some content today.
But you have.
Are you keeping score?
I countered once, and it was cheap heat, and I apologize, and I am better than that.
Yeah, I mean, come on, people have. I mean, and I'm like saying, you're like kind of calling. You're kind of calling Blitz out a little bit. You're kind of calling Caveman out.
I asked a question. Now all I did was ask a question. I said, why do we have to if it's a 2-hour deal? Then
well, can I tell you why?
Isn't he going to run long on the last 2 hours?
Can I answer that for Blitz and see if I'm right?
Yes. That's all I was asking a question.
All right. So we got on at 49. Okay, because there's 6 or 7 minutes of commercials and what have you. And by the time, so really, I think we left at 39 and we got back in like at 49 or 50. So realistically, it'll probably end right at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, I stopped it it was either like 56 or an hour 56 or like an hour 58.
You have to realize that there's 10 or there's.
But I know what Brian's saying. Brian's saying so we're going to be at 2 hours again with like 20 minutes left in the show.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about.
So if you do the whole show as one thing, then it only shows the first 2 hours and it takes like 2 or 3 days to process. If they're 2 hours or less, they can go up instantly. But then our second segment will probably be like 2 hours and 20 minutes. It'll process very quickly and be out quick.
Okay.
That's it.
That's all.
There's not a perfect answer to that.
All right.
And it's certainly it's certainly not a question that needs to be on the air and tight. That's just like
it wasn't on the air. It was off the air, but you put it on the air.
Well, it's good for people who are wondering why we do that too.
Well, this looks like I got turned around on me now.
Well, but I wasn't trying. I wasn't trying to be a dick.
That's a natural, that's a natural counter. But when you try to counter is when it comes across not so cool with me.
I gotcha.
Like, when you slam the door, why don't you just say, you know what, sorry about that.
I'm sorry about that. But I was just making the point.
Say sorry about that, guy.
Sorry about that, guy.
Instead, you're like, wow, I didn't know that, during the hot mic segment that it really mattered. Yeah.
No, Bubba cares about the door slamming at all times.
I got it. I will not slam the door again.
Maybe it's me and the fact that, like, at your law firm, you guys aren't so sensitive. Maybe, you know what? Let me just take a couple steps back and say maybe it's me.
You have a reason to be sensitive, though, Bubba, and I get it, and I apologize.
No, hold on, though. But maybe I shouldn't really care about the door slamming. Like, maybe that shouldn't bug me as much as it does.
No, but that's a part of your professionalism and you wanting your studio the way it's supposed to be, and that we all have our particular things. So I get it.
But maybe I need to say, you know what, it doesn't really
But when
matter.
you start letting go of stuff like that, then you let go of other things, and you shouldn't do that either.
But maybe it's me. Maybe I'm too much of a prick. Maybe in today's world that you're just supposed to let people slam your door. Maybe if that's just the way I'm supposed to be like, oh man, don't worry about that. Don't slam anybody."
That's great. I'm glad you changed the rules now.
Oh, great.
After I got shot.
I mean, that'd be
times.
like if somebody left the fish cooler, the freezer door open. I'm sure you're probably like, keep that door shut, right?
100%.
Yeah, but what if somebody's like, oh man, we're just gonna keep it open for a little bit here. Oh. And you're like, oh, yeah, it's no big deal. Keep that mother effing door open.
Yeah, well, that way I went and took lunch, and that way when I come back, the door's already open.
Yeah, but that can cost him money. There's a difference there.
Brian out of Tampa, hello.
Hey, Bubba. Just a quick comment. I know you've been dealing with this whole Twitter thing.
This whole what? The whole what?
The whole Twitter thing. Sorry, my voice.
Oh, yeah, it's just, I am absolutely disgusted at Twitter. Like I can't even begin to tell you just how pissed off I am at what they did.
Well, there's definitely a podcast that you have to check out. It's episode 1258. It's Joe Rogan.
I'm familiar with Joe. I don't know if I've listened to 1258 or not, but I try to catch Joe a couple times a week.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, it's 1258. He had a guy named Tim Pool, who's kind of a conservative.
Your phone broke up. You say Tim Pool?
Yeah, well, Tim Pool, he's kind of like a conservative talk guy. I don't really know what he does. But on the show, they had the founder of Twitter and the person who does the the algorithms and why they ban people.
Really? And what did they say, if you could paraphrase it?
Basically, they say that they send you 3 warnings, and after the 3rd warning, you get banned.
Well, Blitz, I don't know. Blitz, Caveman, who helping with this, we never got a warning.
I'm guarantee you we have.
Yeah.
We just don't see him down here.
Yeah. So, but it's a long one. It's 3.5 hours. And this guy Tim Pool is just grilling her the entire time. Her name is like Vija, but she's trying to defend why they ban people, how they ban people, and this guy Tim Pool is just like, you're lying, like you're just flat out lying, and they won't even
tell us why. They say because you violated the terms of Twitter, and then they attach the terms of Twitter, and there's literally 100 things that's the rules of Twitter, and they tell you violated them.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not something you could. Actually, you know what?
And and Blitz seems to think that we're not even being handled by a real human being. Like the protest and the appeal goes to an algorithm, and the algorithm, you're out of the business.
Yeah. From what I can remember is they have like 100 people on staff that deal with bannings.
Some millennials that are in their loft in San Francisco at Starbucks.
They usually don't get them right away.
But if you think about how many tweets go out a day and they have to review them manually, I mean, they just can't keep up with the numbers.
Yeah. So what would you suggest I do, my friend?
I would reach out to Joe if you could.
Well, Joe, I'm not going to bug Joe with that nonsense. My Twitter is not his responsibility.
Yeah, or Tim Pool. He's a little less important, but he's very adamant on how he feels about it. But
so that Joe Rogan show was in February or March?
Yeah.
About a month and a half after that show, Twitter changed the entire appeal process and how they do it and all that. So.
Now, Blitz, do you or Caveman have any Caveman? Has Caveman been trying to contact them daily? Do we know?
I've been trying to contact them daily, but everything goes through Tom as far as any correspondence back, and I haven't received anything yet.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to throw it out there, but it's a fascinating podcast, and like if you were to YouTube episode 1258. I think there's like a.
Here's my new stance on Twitter. Screw you, Twitter. I don't want you. I don't even want to be back. I'm going to build my Instagram up and other stuff, and and Twitter can lick me. I am. Yeah. I know that I'm losing 119,000 followers, whatever. I'm not. I don't even know what to say other than I don't care. F Twitter.
Well, one thing about Instagram is be ready for that to change too. They're going to be changing the name of it. They're going to be changing their policies pretty soon.
And what are you saying they're changing your name to and the policies?
Well, they're owned by Facebook,
Right.
and Facebook is
Right.
kind of jealous that they're bigger. They're growing so fast.
Well, now
and that
hold
they're
on.
not recognized.
I mean, who cares if you're owned by a parent company and you become very popular? Who cares?
Apparently, Zuckerberg does. But yeah, it's going to be. So there's two apps that they own. They own a WhatsApp, which is like an international calling and messaging system,
Right.
and then they own Instagram. And pretty soon, those are going to be changing from just the flat-out name Instagram and WhatsApp. They're going to change to Instagram, like presented by Facebook.
Yeah, great.
And then that's going to change their policies as well. I mean, either way, I think
no
you'd
more
find
no more showing guns or anything like that.
Yeah.
Blitz, when I showed that you blasting off your semi-auto pistol,
probably not going to be able to do pretty soon.
I mean, the two hottest thing on our Instagram, as far as three hottest things, is the GOAT, the Janessa, and Blitz shooting guns. That's the three hottest things we got going.
Yeah.
So we're going to be regulated on down to the GOAT.
I guess it's going to have to be Goat City.
Well, thank you for your insight, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but episode 1258. I think you'd find it fascinating.
Yeah, 1258. Joe Rogan, Tim Pool.
Yep,
got it.
You guys want
and mainly Jack Dorsey.
More importantly, do you guys want IHOP or McDonald's?
No, listen. You don't have to. You're walking in. You're trying to buy our love.
That's it. That's what I do. That's how I got a wife.
Now, see, Blitz says, "Man, you instantaneously have my attention, and I am not mad at you ever again. You can question my abilities at any time, but I wouldn't mind getting some goddamn McDonald's up in this cut." Blitz, what would you prefer? I mean, if Brian Petroni wants. By the way, Brian did, Blitz, bring in some new headphones.
Oh, good.
I'm going to give these to you for you to lock up.
Awesome.
So because you're the keeper of the deals, and I think these are these might be the bigger ones.
Those are the ones we use. So
Brian, thank you for that. You brought that because you don't bring your own headphones when you do the Diaco show.
I used to, and it just got to be a hassle.
Right. Well,
they're so heavy to carry.
I know they're so they're so heavy to carry. And so you use mine, and you stretch the cord out, and so you brought these in case you break a set of mine.
I saw him twirling the cord earlier too.
I was not. That's a lie. Show me the video.
Okay.
Done.
I was playing with it. I wasn't twirling it.
Jay, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Lightly twirled.
Yeah, I was talking about social media and Twitter.
Yeah.
There's a new social media out there, Parler. A lot of them conservative radio guys are getting stifled on Facebook and Twitter. They seem to be gravitating towards that social media now.
Parler?
Yeah.
That sounds like something that, you go to for a little relief. Going to Parler.
A little glory hole action there, right?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking glory hole. I was thinking more of a hot Asian chick standing on my back. But, to each its own.
There you go.
Glory hole for you and a happy release at a Robert Kraft type deal for me, buddy.
Hey, that Brian was talking about that social media in China.
Yeah.
The social status. There's a episode kind of like today's Twilight Zone called Black Mirror. Season 3, episode 1. Rates everybody by their social media and what they get and their benefits.
Black Mirror, season 3, episode 1. We're on it.
All right. Have a good day, man.
Does anybody else watch Righteous Gemstones?
Yes, I love it. I love anything Danny McBride does.
Yeah, I do.
I like it. The first one was a little jump the sharkish, but the second one picked up, and I love Danny McBride.
Oh, did you watch all of them?
I know. I think episode 3 I start. I'm too into it.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Marshall.
Hey, Bubba. Hey, I just want to talk a little bit about that Tim Pool thing.
Yeah.
Tim Pool, he's definitely not a conservative. He's kind of center left, but he basically tears apart the left and their hypocrisy and all that. But that episode with Joe Rogan, Jack Dorsey, and I don't remember her name. Her name's Vijaya.
Yeah, it is.
And
Vijaya.
It's amazing that those guys sit there and you look at how the conservative point of view has just been censored on all social media.
I don't think
Absolutely.
I don't think that. I mean, more so the conservative, but just anything. I mean, it's not even necessarily conservative versus liberal, although conservatives been attacked more.
Well, conservatives are the ones that are getting banned.
Right, exactly. But I mean, there's no. I mean, like My view that got me banned, if indeed it was the shut up little girl, that's not conservative or liberal. That's just,
Smart ass.
Yeah, that's smart. Blitz, you're right. Smart ass is illegal too.
Isn't this capitalism, though? Isn't this what conservatives would say? Well, the marketplace, if it's going to dictate that if there's a marketplace for these ideas, then they'll find a home somewhere else where people can talk about
where
it.
else is there?
Clearly, if it's profitable, if it's enough people that are mad about it, another company will form. That's how capitalism works.
And as large as Google is, they buy them up and shut them down.
Walmart was huge, and then Amazon came along, and they competed just fine. Next point.
Oh, so I think Twitter has the right to ban all conservatives or whatever they like to do, but I mean that's exactly what they're doing.
It needs to be.
We got to call it out too.
It needs to be consistent with their policies. I mean, they shouldn't go against their own policies and procedures, and they shouldn't unevenly enforce their policies and procedures.
But they do.
They are an independent company, though.
Right, and I support their right to do that, being an independent company.
Unless we're going to start regulating the internet in a way that we regulate with the FCC in broadcasters.
No, I don't think so. But I think we also need to call out what's actually going on.
Yeah, call white,
black.
But
I think they have the right to do it.
Yeah, and I think another company should come. This is a perfect opportunity for
another company to come along
and
let
say,
it rip.
Let it rip. We're not going to censor your ideas because we don't agree.
We need to
with
have
them.
our own app called Let It Rip, and you just let it rip.
It's a great idea.
Let it rip.
It's like a farting app.
Is not why do Bernie and I support a wealth tax. It's why does everyone else on this stage think it is more important to protect billionaires than it is to invest in an entire generation of Americans?
Thank you, Senator Warren.
No one is supporting billionaires.
But I want to.
There's nobody that grabs me by nothing over here.
It was attack Elizabeth Warren night because she's started to get the momentum and is a leader. And actually is the only candidate who's put out any ideas. What we get in these primaries, and we get them on both sides of the aisle, are candidates that say a lot of platitudes, but really don't put out any any real...
You should have been a politician.
I wanted to, but I have a soul. I don't want to sell out like that. It's
you'd
dirty.
sell out.
Yeah.
He has a soul. That's why he's a lawyer.
Because no one
I
on
help
this
a lot of people, Blitz.
stage wants to protect billionaires. Not even the billionaire
And by the way,
wants to protect.
and this chick right here just doesn't have the look. Neither one of these. Unfortunately, our society is somewhat look based, and I don't think either one of these women have. Maybe the woman on the right. I think the woman on the right. And listen, and I'm not trying to base my opinion on anything other than just looks. And I think the woman on the right has a less bitchier look than the woman on the left, because the woman on the left reminds me of Hillary.
So I think Amy Klobuchar had some work done around her eyes because she normally looks like she's squinting and just ate a lemon.
I think she looks pretty good for an older woman, and I think she comes across better than the other bitch.
She is moderate. She has some good ideas. She's not looking to socialize medicine completely, which is more palatable to the to the centrists and to the conservatives in the country. But it's hard to win in a Democratic primary from the center.
Because no one on this stage wants to protect billionaires. Not even the billionaire wants to protect billionaires.
I love that.
We just have different approaches. Your idea is not the only idea.
You have not specified how you're going to pay for the most expensive plan, Medicare for all. Will you raise taxes?
I think the Democrats are more snowflakey than the Republicans. And listen, I'm just saying, like, I think that's the biggest like, if you were just to throw a big general net over the whole shooting match of both parties, I think that the snowflake is the fact that the left is so snowflakey, that turns a lot of people off on the deal. Like, they want to give you free money, and they just want everybody not to really have to be worried about anything. And I don't know, that's just kind of the general feeling I get from it.
There's more nuance on the left than there is on the right. So on the left, they'll disagree. They'll agree that on the right, they'll agree that's blue, right? We all agree that that's the color blue. On the left, somebody will be like, like, well, I think it's more periwinkle, and they will
more purple.
Yeah, there's some hues. We just can't call it blue, and that's the type of nuanced, minutia that the Democratic Party finds themselves getting lost in.
Whereas they should go, you know what? That thing's blue, bitch, and that's what it is.
The right,
blue's blue.
The right has their talking points. They stick to them. They don't get caught up in nuance because the American public can't handle nuance.
Hey, hold on, the Democrats get squirreled. They squirrel themselves, do they not?
Yeah, they do.
They're like, oh, we're gonna feel this way. Oh, but you can kind of maybe go this way with it a little bit too.
Yeah, and they end up getting caught in the middle of the road and run over by a tractor trailer. I mean, that's what happens.
On the middle class to pay for it, yes or no?
So I have made clear what my principles are here, and that is costs will go up for the wealthy and for big corporations, and for hardworking middle-class families, costs will go down.
A yes or no question that didn't get a yes or no answer.
This is a guy from Indiana, South Bend, Indiana.
Pete Buttigieg.
Yeah, and he's married to a man. Like, he's gay. I think he's married to a man, is he not?
Yes.
And, so I think
he's former military, served in Iraq.
Yep.
Is a really intelligent, well-spoken guy. It's kind of crazy having a person whose pedigree is to be the mayor of a small town in
and he's probably like the number 3 guy right now.
Yeah.
I would say
behind Bernie and Elizabeth.
Biden's still up there, and
there's not. Biden doesn't have a chance in hell.
Well, neither does Bernie after the heart attack. Right. So I think Biden.
So again, back to Blitz. This Buttigieg guy's
but
probably.
Biden does have a chance because at the end of the day, the party apparatus controls who we saw it last in 2016. They control who the ultimate nominee is. And so they'll change the rules and they'll slant
Who's
things.
running the Democratic Party right now? Like, who's Clinton still?
I mean, her net of people are still very influential.
Or his.
Yeah.
His too.
Well, yeah. I mean, he is a part of the party apparatus.
Look, this is why people here in the Midwest are so frustrated with Washington in general and Capitol Hill in particular.
I got to think, for the limited amount of stuff that I've seen from all these guys, I think the guy from South Bend makes the most sense. This guy right here, the Buttigieg guy, I think out of all of them, he makes. Let me take that back.
On what points?
I think. Let me take that back, Blitz. I really don't know the points. I think he's got the best presentation and delivery and likability just based on exterior, like just the way he comes across.
And let's face it, Blitz, that's what America votes on. We don't vote on policy and nuance. Nobody wants to get caught up in anything.
But at least, Blitz, I admitted it. At least I say, listen, I really don't know where he stands on the policies, but he's got a better look and a better delivery.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, Brian, as well as I do, that all too often, uneducated guys like me, most of the society, that's how we vote. Man, that homo guy from South Bend looked like he was about the best one out of all of them, right?
But I still think, unfortunately, that's why he won't win.
Well, I don't know. I don't think anybody's got a chance in the general election against Trump, but I don't know necessarily this guy wouldn't win the nomination.
Well, his problem right now is who he appeals to. He only is appealing to college-educated whites. He's doing very poorly with every other group, and so he needs to find a way to reach out to them.
But I'm not college-educated.
Well, you partially are.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, but when it comes down to it, would you vote for that guy?
Yeah, like Blitz said, him or Trump, who are you voting for?
Trump. Myself.
Meself?
I'm not voting for either one, and I'm going to put myself down again. It really worked out well for me last time.
Right.
That way I can like, and when you vote for yourself, Brian, then you can criticize everybody and like everybody and just be this little wallflower and say, well, I didn't vote for him.
That's a cop-out. Good job. You're,
I
just think like every libertarian out there.
But the thing is, just like when you go to the poll, nobody knows how you actually vote. So I think people are going to not like him because of his sexuality, and they're going to vote that way at the polls.
Maybe.
Senator is to have a plan for everything.
In the general election.
So should workers here in Ohio not be worried about losing their jobs to automation?
So the data show that we've had a lot of problems with losing jobs, but the principal reason has been bad.
I would have said automation, schmautomation. I believe in making the American world, our durable products and our factories being ran by men and women that need jobs.
Now, here's the problem I have is this.
Automation, schmautomation.
Automation is, you don't stifle in innovation and things like this to...
Listen, I want the robots in there making this stuff, but I can't say that.
No, you can say it. What we have to do,
you
though.
can't say you're going to listen, Jimmy, United Steelworker guy that's been there 30 years. We're going to replace you with a robot. You can't say that.
You don't let yourself get blockbustered. You have policies and
you lie to the people,
and that's the problem. Is that there
Blitz,
is
that's what you do. You
it's
lie to
moral
them.
hazard, and all these people have to do is lie, and they just have to be popular enough for their 4 years or their 8 years or whenever it is that they're going to be there, and they don't care about the future and what is going to be left behind them. That's
Wouldn't it be
the
so
problem.
refreshing if a candidate went, listen, I'm up here just trying to do the best I can to get up in the cut so I can milk you guys for 4 years, maybe 8.
Well, you got to think, 25, 30 years ago, every single every time they went talking, they weren't recorded. So they could go out and tell, they go to Tampa and be like, hey, Tampa, I'm going to bring you jobs. I'm going to do this and that. They just lie.
Yeah.
And go to the next town and tell the next town
Canton,
that.
Ohio, I'm going to bring you jobs.
They all did that.
Now they all just lie and then lie about lying.
Right.
When they're caught lying, I didn't lie.
2008, I had an idea for a consumer agency that would keep giant banks from cheating people. And all of the Washington insiders and strategic geniuses said, don't even try, because you will never get it passed. And sure enough, the big banks fought us, the Republicans fought us, some of the Democrats fought us, but we got that agency.
I think she comes across as my grandma.
She's intelligent. Look, she's smart. She's articulate. She has
I like Pete
ideas.
Buttigieg.
She has ideas. She's not an idiot. She's not a moron.
Yeah, but she just, you know what? She needs to go to a makeover audio. She needs to just redo her whole everything about her.
What do you think Biden's thinking right there when he's looking at
Biden's
her?
going, man, that bitch is
pooping in his
absolutely.
pants.
Yeah, he's like, I hope I didn't poop my pants.
He's not.
I hope I didn't poop my pants.
He's not all there, man.
Passed into law. It is now.
It's like, man, that bitch is about 82 years too old for me.
Man, when she was 8 years old, I wanted to sniff her hair.
That's exactly.
Light up the darkness. Luckily, Cheap Heat has a very low flash point.
I'm burning. Oh, he's a burn.
We'll be back to the Bubba Radio Network after this.
Oh.
Is this 5021 West Nassau?
What?
Are we at 5021?
Yeah. West Nassau.
Yeah. Sorry to ask the tough questions here.
Sorry that we're hot mic, and I didn't want everybody to fucking necessarily know our fucking address. How about that one?
You can bleep it out.
With my fucking army of people that you say I don't have that can't even listen to the fucking radio.
Dude,
you got them bleeping shit out?
I'm sorry.
Can we have our security guard, Joey, lock the door? Whew. You don't think that's a strategy on there, on the Democratic Party, long term?
What's that?
What they're coming out with, trying to get all the college kids, like the strategy, because obviously that's the next generation coming up, so they're kowtowing toward them.
Oh, of course, but that's their strategy. The Republican strategy was to gerrymander all the districts so that they can, win at the state level. So you can gerrymander the districts so that you can artificially create conditions under which you can win with a shifting demographic base in America.
With a Power Pig Blue Jay on the back?
Yippee-yo. They say you want a parfait, Bubba?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
And all you guys want Egg McMuffins, that's it?
I'll take an Egg McMuffin.
I usually get them a McChicken.
A McChicken?
Yeah.
You want one?
Not a McChicken, but like a chicken biscuit or something. No, Colin usually gets that.
Is he here?
I don't know.
Who?
Colin.
Oh, it's hard to tell.
No, I was just saying because usually when the breakfast comes, there's always a chicken in there.
I can get six. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you guys, right? You, Stoned,
Flyboy,
Cave, and Blitz. So I'll get 6 Egg McMuffins and then a McChicken for him.
I mean, you probably don't have to worry because he gets free Chick-fil-A.
He gets free Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, his parents went and sat, or his dad and sister sat in that first opening, and you get it for a year if you're the first 100 people.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Parfait? I don't even see it on here.
The yogurt parfait?
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
You need anything? You good? Water or anything?
I'm good, man.
Oh, you good?
Ah, the fruit and yogurt parfait. Huh, I'll do one of them.
Right. Oh, hash browns too.
Yeah, I got hash browns on there.
Okay.
Oh, I have highlights from the fish and chicken.
Do we have any baby footage that's going to be up today?
The videos we took yesterday, there's a lot of copyright music in the background.
Oh, okay.
Of most of it, so
Alrighty.
Tomorrow.
All right.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. Hey, let's go TT. Pookie, come on. Pookie, come on, let's go TT. She has to go. Want me, will you grab her? Come on. Come on. Thank you.
So the problem I have with the whole thing, like everybody can agree that healthcare is out of control, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody agrees it's a problem. The only thing we don't agree on, well, no, some people will refuse to admit it's a problem, but I mean, if you're being realistic, it's a problem. Nobody can say that when inflation's 2.5% a year and the cost of healthcare is going up 8 to 9% a year, that's a sustainable system. But nobody wants to come up with a solution. Like clearly, what we're doing is not working.
Well, and it kills a small business owner too with like health insurance. Because I used to offer health insurance to my guys,
right?
And it just got to the point where
Medicare for All would help you guys if you weren't taxed super heavily on it, like to pay for it, because then you wouldn't have to worry about employees being able to afford insurance.
Yeah, like we got to a point where with most of our employees, it wasn't making sense to have anymore.
Yeah.
So then it became an option, and most people don't want to pay for it or put something in there. Did you grow up around here?
Yeah, I grew up in Newport Richey, actually.
Oh, okay.
I went to River Ridge.
There's one that got rid of it. That's the purple one, right?
Yeah.
I went to PHC for a year to play baseball.
Oh, okay.
I lived in those apartments by that elementary school. I actually kind of liked it, that area.
Yeah, before it got super methy.
Yeah, when I went there, it was country-ish.
Yeah. Well, country-ish has become methy-ish.
White trashy.
In this case, you said you're off.
Live from the OG Royalty Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Lightstream.com/BTLS. Make sure you use the /BTLS kicker, because that's going to get you potentially an extra 0.5 additional off your already low rate that you get. It's subject to credit approval. Rate includes 0.05, 0.5, 0.50 auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply. Offers subject to change without notice. Again, lightstream.com
/BTLS.
/BTLS. Lightstream believes that people with a good history and good credit deserve like no fees and attractive rates, no penalty payoff. And that's why you would go to lightstream.com.
/BTLS.
You can get anywhere between $5,000 and $100,000. Chances are your current interest rates on your credit card are in the 20 percentile deal. And you can get a rate as low as 5.95 with Lightstream. You apply online. It's never been easier. You can even do it from your phone if you like. It's going to give you some financial freedom so that you're not just killing yourself with interest. Again, as low as possibly 5.95 and an extra 0.5 kicker on that. LIGHTSTREAM.com.
/BTLS.
/BTLS. Thank you. Stone Joey Logano brought in 2 possible high spots from the Fish and Chicken show, which is Lummox and Colton, usually right after this show. That show will be on later after this show. And then later today here exclusively on YouTube, I'll be doing a Kurt Busch, Bubba Unsponged show as well. That's at noon.
12 noon. You just said it correctly. 12 noon.
Is that PM or AM? AM? I'm trying to do
By the
this.
way, this is Stone Joey Logano that looks like he's obviously sitting in on the Fish and Chicken show. And so Stone Joey Logano doesn't know that 12 noon is AM or PM?
That is correct.
A reminder.
Well, which
so
one
I
is
can
it,
get that dumbass.
Yeah, which one is it?
I'm asking you.
PM.
Okay.
This is.
Would it not be?
No, it is. You're right.
All right. You would think I didn't know?
Well, you kind of acted like you might not know.
Blitz, really.
You want me to give you a little help for everybody out there that doesn't know which one's AM and PM?
Dude,
12 midnight is AM, 12 noon is PM.
Yeah. Well, it confuses a lot of people because like 11:59:59 AM
would be 1 minute before noon.
Right, and it's AM.
And 11:59:59 PM would be 1 minute before midnight.
Correct.
I'm just having a brain fart.
I don't know that Stone Joey Logano, Stone, you're on Slate. I don't know that you knew that. Or that you even do know that as of now.
I was confused, Bubba. I had a brain fart, but Colton kind of cleared it up for me.
For 1 minute before or 1 minute after.
You don't have the
Does that
equipment
help?
to have a brain fart.
I'm going.
What's that?
He doesn't have the right equipment to have a brain fart.
Does that help?
No.
So instead of were you trying to set an alarm for like 12 noon or something?
Yes.
Okay. Instead of setting your alarm for 12 noon, why don't you maybe try setting your alarm for 11:59 a.m.
Shut up.
Or 12:01 p.m.
What? You're a genius, dude. Like that.
I mean, literally, like you were talking algebra to the guy.
And he called Colton a genius because of that.
I just blew Joey's mind.
Dude, what?
Now, Stoned, do you really roll around like this, or do you overplay the dumbness, or is this how you roll around?
I think it's just a mixture, a little bit of both.
You also do have to then shampoo your hair.
Yeah.
Stone Joey Logano explains why he doesn't wash his hair. Stoned, how long do you go between washings?
Maybe a week and a half.
You'll go 10 days without washing your hair.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't make it a priority because I think
Usually, how long do you go?
My hair is unique. That's about, a week and a half, maybe.
That's what you normally do?
Listen to me. Has your father, like if I went more than 2 days without washing my hair, my mom or dad, but my mom who kind of kept more on the day-to-day, like what you're wearing, what you're doing, would be like, listen, you stinky bastard, you smell like a goat, your hair's greasy, get your ass in there and take a shower. In fact, you had to take a shower in the morning before you got ready for school. Like that was protocol. Is that not protocol for you? Like, did your parents not require you to shower daily?
When I wash my hair, it angers the bugs.
Joey, when growing up, did your parents, when you got to be like in, as you get to be like 9, 10, and you start knowing how to take care of, personal hygiene and brushing your teeth and things that have been instilled in you as a kid, did you not have to shower once a day, no matter whether it's before you go to bed or when you get up?
I don't remember that far away or far ago.
That was literally 10 years ago.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if I took baths still or showers.
Please do not tell me you took baths at 14, 13.
You're not 14.
Only if my uncle was over.
Yeah, only if Uncle Jim was over. Then we always bathed it up.
But I'm pretty sure I did, or maybe a shower every 2 days.
So what about now?
God, teenage boys stink. It's the worst.
I try and do a shower either the night before or the day of. But if I'm running late, nothing.
So within the shower world, though, you'll go 5 to 10 showers before you wash your hair.
Yes, but everything else is washed.
Like you don't wash your hair every time you shower?
I don't.
I do not.
I do.
I'll sometimes wash my hair 3 times in a day if I take 3 showers.
That's so bad.
That's actually bad for your hair.
Yeah, well, so's not washing it.
You're gonna have to wash up.
I don't care, bro. You don't. They're not sniffing my hair, dude.
There's people
like Stone. When's
sir.
the last time you washed your hair? Right now, like today. Like today's Wednesday.
Well, remember we said it looked greasy. And he said it's because it was wet.
Ah, Blitz, why are you bailing him out, man?
Well, he didn't wash it. He just got it wet.
He didn't even wet it.
I did wet it.
When's the last time you washed your hair? With shampoo in a shower.
I can't remember, but if I had to take a guess, maybe like Wednesday.
That's gross, dude. That's gross.
So you've gone. So your hair is at least, as we speak, a week from being washed.
Yeah, but you know, it gets.
All right, get in here real fast. Come in here real fast.
Oh, you're gonna.
I don't. I take a shower every day. I don't always wash my hair, but I never go more than I'll never skip more than one shower without washing my hair.
Right. So it's at least every other day.
Oh yeah.
Now I want you to go to your roommate.
No.
Lummy. And I want you. Well, actually, I want you to sit down on mic 4. You just sit there and don't put your headphones on, and step up to the mic. Now, Lummy, I want you to really, really smell his hair.
Get in there.
And spit.
It can't be that bad.
Does it smell just like straight grease, like just straight?
It's got this distinct odor of multiple things. Like when I mean distinct, like sweat, probably perfume or something. What do you put anything in your hair?
It might be track meat sauce.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Track meat
Would
sauce.
you like to smell
What?
it?
Track meat sauce?
You're
I'll
putting-
sniff his
you're
hair.
putting-
I'll take one for
You're
the
putting
team.
bong water
meat
in
sauce on meat sauce.
It's got like a sweet smell with a sour mix in.
Oh my God.
Good luck.
You know what we really need to do is I need to get him in the sink.
No, it just smells like oil and dirt.
I need
But do you see how there's multiple things you can kind
No,
of?
it's just straight, just sweat and oil. Just
straight
sweat and
man
oil.
sweat, oil.
It's just oily and sweaty and
I need
smelly.
to get some rubber gloves. No, I need some of those tater mitts. If
Oh,
we got
yes.
any of those laying around, and I need to get like some Dawn dish soap, like some that cuts the grease, and like do like a washing. You know, like when you go to the hair salon.
Dawn
and
dish soap doesn't even work anymore.
You should get a paper towel and just put it through his hair and see how much oil comes up onto
like
that
All the
towel.
snowflakes ruined our soap.
It'd be like if you took like you take a paper towel and sometimes dab the grease off your pizza. You know, when the pizza first comes, sometimes you'll soak up some of that grease.
Ow.
That's what it would be like.
Go on. Jeez.
All right, so we took a paper towel and you're running it. It's a brown paper towel. I don't know if that's going to really.
It's not brown.
To see the look.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, he sniffed it and it's still some. Somebody came up with a good nickname for him. He's now no longer Stone Joey Logano. He's Moldy Locks.
So Stone, today, right after the show, when the fish and chip show is going to go on, I'm going to wash your hair with Dawn dish soap, and hopefully we can find some tater mitts. And if we can't find any tater mitts, then at least some rubber gloves. And I'm going to give you a deep industrial clean.
Lummy is dry heaving over here, Bubba.
Lummy,
Dry heaving.
Lummy, what do you?
He's got a puke bucket. Hold on.
Lummy, what is it that bad? Is that's from sniffing his hair? That's from sniffing the paper towel. All right. Jesus, God.
Oh, he's dry heaving. This is legit. That's not made up noise, and it's making me sick.
You smelled it.
Wireless is on.
Oh.
He's holding back.
And now, Bye Boy, are you working the camera?
I am.
And you're green. Now, when's the last time you washed your hair? You're sometimes as ripe as he is around here.
I washed my hair today.
You did.
It actually doesn't look
sometimes
that
I'll
bad.
go like a day or maybe two, but
So,
usually not.
all right.
more
That's
So
all
we
right for hair.
we happen to get you. So you're fairly clean.
Yeah,
Now-
I've been keeping it clean lately.
Will you sniff? Will you sniff Moldy Locks for us and see how? I mean,
Lummy, can you stop throwing up for a second?
let me stop throwing up, Lummy. Jesus, you're so stupid.
Yeah, no, he was. It was
Legitimately dry
He's
heaving.
drunk.
Bend over.
Yeah, he has the shakes. I
And
mean,
he's drunk.
his hands were shaking. Yeah.
Lummy, are you drunk?
What do you mean?
No, sir. That was real. It's bad. I got bad arthritis.
God, you're like you
Wait,
squirrel yourself.
you have bad arthritis?
Yeah, it's when my hands shake.
No, that's
okay.
called
I was gonna say,
being an
that doesn't make
alcoholic.
you dry heave.
No, the smell was so bad.
Your
and that
hand
nap-
shaking
that-
has to do with the fact that the alcohol is ruining your dexterity.
No, I had
Alcoholism makes you shake. So Stone Chili Logano, after today's show, I'm going to have the boys line me up some soap, like just regular soap, to go ahead and clean that and give you a nice, deep industrial cleanse.
Nothing's better than somebody else washing your hair.
Oh, yeah, and if we can find the tater mitts, man, I'm going to get right in it, too. I'm going to get it,
Well,
I'm going to make that
Yeah, Brian,
scalp
if it's so good, you can be next.
I'll wash you.
I mean, he's gonna
free hair scrubs today.
with the tater mitts. He's gonna make your scalp bleed.
No, I prefer like
I'm gonna try to make
good-looking hairstylist to do it, but
I'm going to try to make your hair. I'm going to try to make your scalp bleed today.
no, I wouldn't
Stone.
do that.
What? No. Well, the thing is,
That's what tater mitts are gonna do.
my
Tater mitts is going to give him a deep scalp clean, is what it's going to
You
do.
rip half his hair out.
I'm going to have to take that 16th of an inch of derma off your scalp in order to get in there and get a deep clean. Got to almost deburr you.
my philosophy with my hair is
Spooky trying to get in? Yeah.
yes, sir.
I heard her trying to. We have such an unbelievable dynamic. My dog's at my door trying to get in.
Shoot her with the gun, banging the door like that.
She didn't let it slam.
She didn't let it slam. She just gave me a little courtesy tap, unlike you.
My philosophy to my hair is that the grease is it's hard to put your fingers through your hair, and females like putting their hands through my hair.
If a woman
so
put your hands through your hair, they would literally throw up.
it's
Greasy. It's uncapped. I'm gonna make your scalp bleed, buddy. I'm gonna give you a deep. I'm gonna give you a deep clean. We're gonna get in there, and I'm gonna clean.
I don't even think that Dawn dish soap.
You can use it on your hands. You can use it on your scalp, my
Blitz,
friend.
what did you say they did to it?
Well, they've
all
taken
the snowflakes took all the phosphates out of it, so the soap doesn't even work anymore.
Yeah, the snowflakes. It took the stuff out that's killing all the fish, in addition to the ocean temperature rise.
Fish,
I want clean hands.
I want clean hands. I want my dishes clean as hell.
Yeah.
When I dawn it up, I want them to phosphate. I want to go with more phosphate.
That's why I have to manually put it in all my soap.
Blitz buys phosphate on the dark web and puts it in his soap. Did you know that?
10 pounds at a time.
Lawyer in the chatter saying, this guy can't even set an alarm clock. Do you expect him to be able to set a date?
She's too she's shorter than me, so how is she going to smell my hair?
Now, is this the new girl that you're dating?
We haven't. We were actually talking about the girl that we met yesterday.
That stood you up last night?
No, different girl. Your hair on top of your head.
Now, you said that the reason why I don't have any baby goat footage today, as you were out showgoating, is because there's a bunch of copyright music. Where were you at where there was music being played?
Well, at the bar there was copyright music playing.
Did you go out into the campus and get any chicks?
Yes, actually at the campus
they play music by the athletic facilities.
So
that's where you guys were.
It was just blasting on the campus, and there's just
so much of it, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
For me,
It's not that much work. It's not that much work.
All right, listen, I don't need to hear any of this. This is from yesterday's fish and chip show or whatever it's called, fish and chicken. All I know today, Stone Joey Logano, is I need not you to go find the tater mitts because you won't find them, but maybe have Caveman or somebody at least get me some rubber gloves where I can really get in there. But if I have tater mitts, I can make the scalp bleed.
I might know where there's one tater mitt.
That's all I need.
Okay.
I honestly don't know
And
what
then
a
Blitz,
tater mitt is.
if I could just get a rubber, I know we have rubber gloves.
Well, I think they're gloves that you can like peel potatoes with by
Yeah.
soaking them in water. And
They have, like,
rubbing
little
them.
rocks
You
built into the
don't
gloves.
want that washing your head.
Yeah.
There's gloves that
Brian,
I'm not even messing around right
why
now.
are you trying to screw with my deal?
Well, I'm trying to save you from losing one of your finest employees.
Yeah, would you shut up?
But we're talking about Stone Joey Logano.
Yeah.
I
We're
didn't-
not talking about Blitz.
These are mitts that you can scalp potatoes with.
They're like mitts with rocks, little pebble rocks, real sharp rocks glued to the to the palm, and you can just, what you do is you wet a potato and you put it in your hand and you go, "Nah," and it completely skins the potato.
What?
Yeah.
What I've been doing with my whole life, man. Thanksgiving, all this time wasted.
Thanksgiving. That's probably the only time.
You're not cooking on
And trust
Thanksgiving.
me, you ain't doing anything better with your time anyways. You keep peeling with a peeler, buddy.
Joey,
I'm
have you,
skinning these potatoes.
do you even know how to make anything as far as culinary wise?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, what can you cook? Like, what can you make?
I got a black belt from the Julia Childs Institute of Cooking
Yeah.
when I was 6.
Just can't remember anything about that.
Do you cook for yourself at all?
I haven't cooked for myself in a while, but
Like, I made tacos last night for myself, and I had to cut the onions up, had to cut the lettuce up, I made chicken tacos, so I had to get the chicken breast, cut it all up, puree the meat, put the seasoning in there.
Yeah,
do the shells and then clean it all up. Like, do you do that?
It's like science. I like prepping, all the stuff and putting it together.
What can you make?
Tacos, spaghetti, ramen.
Ramen. I can make ramen.
You can make it like homemade ramen.
Like where you make the dough and you make the noodles by scratch.
Yeah. No,
so you can put it in a thing of already made food in boiling water and then add a seasoned packet.
But you got to season it. That's the tough part.
Really?
Yeah,
getting that packet open.
I got sick on ramen one time. Like I eat too much of it. Imagine that, and now ramen disgusts me. It just seems like I'm eating squid.
I love it.
Ooh, chicken broth. Just drink it all in one gulp.
He can make Chef Boyardee some SpaghettiOs.
Peanut butter jelly.
Yeah.
I'll make a mean peanut butter jelly.
All right. Well, tomorrow. Are you guys going Are you guys going showgoating today or no?
I think Caveman has me going actually to visit. Oh, geez, Abby.
I have him training with a bare knuckle fighter today.
Yes.
He's gonna get hit.
Yeah, he's gonna go do some training.
Great. Make sure we get that on tape.
Use that black belt skills.
Yeah, I'll show him what I got.
Yeah, bring him. All right, great. Have you checked on the goat yet today?
Yes, I have.
How's Baby doing and how's Hootie doing?
Baby's doing great. He was very excited to see me today. I think he had a really great time last night. And Hootie was chomping away on the mineral block.
Have you been able to corral Hootie? Have you tried to catch Hootie yet? And so we can put him on a leash?
I personally have not, but
you're supposed to, ain't you?
I thought I wasn't supposed to.
How are all the supplies doing, Joey? Do we need anything?
We might have to get some dewormer food, and we're running low on.
I think Scout and Big Gulp sent some in.
Somebody's got to get out there for the Uber Eats guy. He's about to drop it off. He's literally pulling up.
Joey, go out there and get it.
Yes, sir.
The Uber Eats. See if you can not screw that up.
See if he wants to come on the air.
No, do not. Right,
See
you're
if
really
he knows
pissing
who
me
we
off.
are.
No, don't do that either.
Interview him with Baby, the show goat.
A mother arrested, accused of having sex with underage boys. Police say that she threw wild parties in her Oak Park apartment.
That doesn't
and
look
gave
like
the
a bad
teenagers
time.
booze and
Look at the little Me Love You Long Time. Aw. She's pretty hot.
Too much eyeshadow, man.
drugs.
Tonight, KGL's Brittany Hopper is live in
Oh, that voice.
Oak Park with newly
Parties in her Oak Park apartment and gave the teenagers booze and drugs.
So this is a female puker right here.
Tonight, KGL's Brittany Hopper is live in Oak Park.
Parties
Slow down.
in her Oak Park apartment.
What'd you get for
and gave the
Los
teenagers
Angeles
booze
news?
and drugs.
Tonight, KGL's Brittany Hopper is live in Oak Park with newly released
Now, Brittany Hopper.
security camera video from outside the suspect.
Generator. Hear it? This is KCAL, Channel 9, Los Angeles, where you'd think they'd have a long enough mic cord to not have to be plugged into
California. You think they'd have like a solar power battery deal?
Yeah. Hi.
That's right. Neighbors
That's Brittany Hopper.
say that they are just fed up. They want this woman in jail.
Holy sunburn face.
Holy giraffe neck.
And away from children.
New surveillance video given to us by neighbors show young boys leaving an apartment at Shadow.
High-fiving each other because they're 15 and they got a hot mom that's kicking it out wide.
The sniffing of each other's fingers was a dead giveaway.
Ridge Complex in Oak Park, where neighbors say it's a den of explicit and illegal activities going on at 47-year-old Amelia.
I mean, I hate to be, I'm just 15-year-old dudes that can hook up with a 47-year-old coog that looks like this.
As an attorney, I have to say it's highly inappropriate.
Yeah. As a man, I got to say, man, where was 47-year-old kick out wide when I was 15 having to do everything myself?
Oots' apartment. Neighbors say Oots has young boys over at her apartment coming and going all the time.
I bet she does.
This is new video of police.
I mean, Blitz, it only takes me to tell you, my friend, one time that Mrs. Jones is handing out ass and you are on your bike and headed that way.
There's a whole line of people waiting at the door.
Showing up at her door.
I was about to say something inappropriate, but I won't
As
say
neighbors tell us for months
Even the
now,
cops trying to get some.
complaints have been.
Even the cops are trying to get some ass.
Yeah, we're not going to shut this down. We're going to allow it.
I'm here to investigate you giving ass to 15-year-olds, and if you want to, we could settle this up right now, baby.
Made about the ongoing party.
Hi, this is Bubba the Love Sponge, and I want to let you know that it's not cool, and it is illegal for 47-year-old hot cougars to kick it out wide for a 15-year-old boy. I'm very appalled by this. But as a former 15-year-old boy, I wouldn't mind getting in on some of this party action. There was no 47-year-old woman that could make me do anything sexually that I didn't want to do at 15. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ventura County sheriffs say Oots was arrested last Wednesday.
She even looks hot, Brian, as she's walking in her sweatpants going to the squad car. Doesn't she?
Yeah.
Hair up.
For sexually assaulting two 14-year-old boys. Investigators say it happened last month at Oots' apartment right across the street from Oak Park High School.
I mean, does it get any better than that?
Well, the 14-year-old.
Does it get any better? Yeah, you know, I wish all victims were 15 and above, but listen.
But we don't live in a perfect world.
Victims.
But listen, can you imagine you get out of 10th grade and you literally walk across the street to a Golden Corral of 47-year-old cougar ass?
I mean, I'd be late getting home every day.
Yeah, I'd be skipping class.
Where do I sign up for
Neighbors
that?
who spoke to us didn't want to be on camera.
The thought of having all of this going on right near your apartment is very...
Listen to Granny. She sounds like the granny that took care of Tweety Bird on Bugs Bunny, doesn't she?
They found the pearl clutcher that lives downstairs.
Yeah.
very scary.
Detectives believe Oots threw parties for her teenage son and his friends, including runaways, and is accused of providing minors drugs and alcohol.
The kids come over after school, maybe 4 to 6.
I mean, they've even got chicks coming over.
Like too much activity.
What's that?
Over
There's even
there.
chicks coming.
Neighbors tell
There's
us
like a bunch of
Oots
chicks there.
is adamant and is accused of providing minors
Even
drugs
chicks.
and alcohol.
The kids come over.
Like that's a chick.
I hope this girl's 18, because if she is...
She's not, Bubba. Don't
Okay.
just stop there.
Yeah, she's not.
All right.
She's not.
If this girl would be 18, she would be an attractive woman.
We're after school, maybe 4 to 6, and there's just like too much
Look at everybody. Look at all the dudes coming out.
activity over there.
Neighbors tell us Oots is out of
Hey,
jail.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the reporter. I think that's the reporter. I think that's Brittany Hopper.
Yeah, that is.
We knocked on her door, but no one answered.
Where's Brittany Hopper going to? What nightclub is she going to after work? Look at that dress.
She was over
The
there,
school
party was still
district
going
sent
on there.
parents an email saying they had received a tip, and that led to the
there's a lot of
investigation.
tips.
So did Oots.
The email also says the
Oots got a few tips, too.
Yep.
victims go to Oak Park's high school and fear there could be more victims. The district.
Fear?
Not a single school shooting at that place.
No. There ain't no parkland.
Is urging parents to talk to their children.
So, like, what do you do if you want up here? Hey, son. Yeah, Dad. You know, Debbie Oots? Yeah? Blitz has been going over there a lot. I haven't been going over there. Really? What do you think Blitz has been doing? Oh, I've heard. Did you go over there, Bubba? No. She doesn't like heavier guys. I tried. Blitz is right at her cutoff. He barely made it, Chris did. Look at red face.
Now we're told tomorrow night there's an emergency HOA meeting. We're told
An emergency. Hear he, hear he. Please know that there's an absolute, you know, there's a trifling bitch that lives in
Well,
apartment
they're
3A.
probably trying to get her evicted.
Oh, yeah.
that so many neighbors in this complex are trying to get this woman evicted. We're live tonight.
I mean, Brian, you think that there's anything in the HOA guidelines? There probably isn't.
There might be some sort of morality clause that you know.
In that case, I would have been thrown out of my neighborhood years ago.
Yeah, they tried.
You think my neighborhood tried to throw me out?
No. That you got along with your neighbors, right?
Not the one lady.
Not Tina Bacon.
Well, who got along with her?
Yeah, right. Whew, I think we're way late. Did you see where Governor is it Governor Cuomo from New York, and he used the N-word?
He's a Democrat. He'll get a pass.
But hold on, he should get a pass because he was reading an op-ed that I think was in the New York Times or the New York
if he's
Post.
reading something, then that's not a foul.
But see, no, it's not. It's not. In today's society, it's a foul.
Right.
The New York.
I mean, he shouldn't have said it, but it's not that big of a deal.
He was quoting an op-ed.
It's op-ed.
Op-ed.
Yeah, that too.
It's opinion-editorial.
Editorial. I know. I've written them before, bitch. Not well.
I just don't know what they're called.
You really have major problems inside your brain, my friend.
Yeah, he'll be seeing a shrink after what they just put him through.
You have got to recover from your little oopsie-daisy, little early bird special. You know what I'm saying? You got to get back in that ring.
Shut up.
We'll be back to the Bubba Radio Network after this.
Prop this bad boy open. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
What's up, chat? At least it's too fit. It's still $49.99. What's up, Kevin Martin? What's up, JLab83? What's up, Josh B? Janessa Chris Chadwick, she is sick. She had to call in. She wasn't feeling well. Papa lover. What's up, Iggy? Sean Healy went back home. Good morning, Ace. How's it going, Accurate Marine LLC? Hope everyone's having a good morning so far. Good morning, Joe Guzman. Morning, Scotty Guns. What's up, JJ Charger? Morning, DJ Batty. I'll let baby Brian know there, Paul. You got a mark. And Kurt Carsons. And Rob DeMar. Yeah, I see that, Iggy.
Homie, will you get our breakfast?
Yes, sir.
I just gotta get shit ready.
Yeah, no problem. I didn't know Brian was actually coming back in with us. Chat. Oh, no, yeah. Refrigerator, the one over here.
Or I think I had an 8 o'clock one, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, there's hash brown too for you, if you want it. Man, they get you at every turn on that Uber Eats though. Like service fee, delivery fee, tip.
Thank you for breakfast, Brian.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
Is your YouTube name Brian Matroni?
Yeah.
Type something real quick. I make you a moderator.
Okay.
Well, that might be a problem.
I mean, they know my name.
I don't need it.
Okay. Well, he's a moderator on Twitch, but that way people at least know it's like the real, it's really you, not somebody using your name.
Uber kills you, you said?
The fees, man.
What kind of fees they got?
There's a service charge that goes to Uber. There's a delivery fee that goes to the restaurant, and then you got to tip the driver.
They fucking kill you.
They destroy you.
Oh, they raised the prices up a lot too.
Fucking ridiculous.
It used to be when it first came out, it wasn't bad. But
It's absurd.
There's a lot more now that are kind of trying to compete. They're undercutting them. Like, you ever use DoorDash?
Yeah, and Postmates, and yeah.
There's another one too. It's a little cheaper, but they have more restaurants. Uber Eats doesn't have that many.
I went with it because it was the one on my phone. I was trying to download the McDonald's app to see if they didn't charge a fee through it, but apparently I've set up an account and I don't remember my password. And they were supposed to email me a reset and they didn't. Oh, there it is.
Oh, the McDonald's app? No, McDonald's charges you too, because they use Uber Eats.
Yeah, but do they charge you the same service fee that Uber Eats does?
Yeah.
Bastards.
They did a deal with Uber Eats. Yes, he does rubber cross. And Uber, the actual app, is charging way more now too. A normal trip that, let's say you go to Tropicana for a Rays game would cost $20. It's like 40 something now. I have a feeling all those small ones, I have a feeling they're undercutting them, so they let Uber come in and buy them out.
Yeah. And then you got worried about...
Super chat been today?
What's that?
There ain't hardly been any super chat today, has there?
Only 3. Only 4. $4.99, $10, $10.99, and $49.99.
The fuck?
I don't know. No Janessa. I gotta go get me some boobs.
Live from the OG Royalty Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. I think I got that one joined in progress. Show sucks. I mean, the show's good today. Super chat sucks. Where are the Iggy's and where's everybody?
Iggy's in the chat. We'll pull it up. in the last hour.
I don't know. I think we're done. I think it's crumbling.
Save me, guys. They'll never have me back if there's no money.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's an on-air telethon at all times.
Oh, no.
This is about the show.
He's slowing down on the backstretch.
I think later in the year, man, people start kind of tightening up the purse strings as well. Iggy with the 1062. Sorry, I didn't mean to take your job.
Iggy McGillicuddy with 1062.
I just said that, numbnut.
I know, but you said you didn't want to take my job, so I had to...
That means I took it then, now I'm giving it back to you. Everyone from that one after, you should have said, you numbnut.
Everything after.
Sorry, it'll never happen again.
It will never happen again, Bubba.
With age comes wisdom. Getting older can be a downer, but not in a couple areas in particular, whether it comes to hair loss, skin care, or sexual wellness. There is a remedy. Real licensed doctors with FDA-approved pharmaceutical products to treat your erectile dysfunction, your thinning hair, your pimples. Stop worrying about multiple in-office doctor visits, no painful injections, or all the things they try to remedy erectile dysfunction. You could take one little pill, and you don't have to worry about it ever again. You can also get on like a monthly autofill deal where they just ship it to your door every 30 days. Bam. You can try Hims today with a free online visit. Go to forhims.com.
/Cactus.
Cactus, C-A-C-T-U-S, because that's the Bubba kicker. That's forhims.com.
/Cactus.
See website for full details and safety information. Answer a few questions with an online doctor. He'll see if you're a candidate based on your online consultation to determine if the prescription is appropriate for you. Boom. You don't have to go to the doctor's office. You don't have to go to the pharmacy. Nothing. You can do it right online from the privacy of your own home. FORHIMS.com.
/Cactus.
You got to use the cactus / to let them know that you're Bubba Army.
Expression that Southern Italians were called, I believe they're saying Southern Italians, Sicilians, I'm half Sicilian, were called, quote unquote, and pardon my language, but I'm just quoting the Times, wops. N-word wops.
Governor Cuomo dropped the N-word during a live radio interview Tuesday while quoting an op-ed about the use of slurs against Italian Americans. And he's not really catching that much heat, but the New York Post obviously has posted it and made it a story. And I just, for the life of me, don't understand why why that word is so offensive when you're reciting an article or somebody else has written that word and in a factual or historical context. Or remember the sorority like at, I don't know, West Virginia University or Duke or something like that, and the predominantly white sorority was singing Kanye West, Gold Digger?
Yeah.
And Kanye West, within the word gold digger, the unedited version that did somebody just throw up in their mouth?
No, I was starting to cough and I was reaching for the button.
It did sound a little bit wet.
It did sound wet, like a sneeze stopping.
No, I was coughing, but I had kept my mouth closed as I was reaching for the button.
You all right?
I think so.
All right. You need Caveman to give you some mouth to mouth?
Sure.
Don't forget, Joey Logano. Don't think I'm going to forget and get squirreled out. I'm not forgetting to wash your hair right after. And
Joe, if you were smart, I'd start walking around looking for shampoo. Otherwise, you're going to get the Dawn treatment.
Hey, Stone Joey Logano.
Yes, sir.
I would be scouring the bathrooms looking for some human shampoo if you could. If not, I am using the Dawn deal.
I think there's some on the stage. Maybe.
Well, won't you? I would try to be fine. I would be trying to round up what would be better for you than what would be worse for you. Because Dawn dish soap, even though it is phosphorus,
you don't want to leave it up to Bubba to decide what to use.
I'll get some carburetor cleaner for what I could find. Whatever, anything that cleans. 409 Simple Green. I got a bunch of Simple Green. I need a Simple Green. I think that we do really need to Simple Green your scalp because it's got like, I don't know, a 30-second of derma.
I got this shampoo that works really good. It's called Nair.
Nair.
You know what, Blitz? If you would happen to have any Colts, flea, and tick stuff, I think that would look nice too. I mean, that would really get
probably
down.
What he needs.
What do you guys wash the goats with? Use that.
Oh, there is goat shampoo. No, we can't use the goat shampoo.
Why can't we?
Because it says goat shampoo on there.
Yeah.
Not Joey shampoo.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. I could go smell the goat right now, and he would have a better fragrance than you.
Fragrance.
It could be just, it could be the same, honestly. I've been hanging out with Baby a lot.
Just be prepared, because right at when the show's over, I am scrubbing you.
What about the fish and chicken show?
You're not part of that?
Oh.
Oh, we just have something. We're doing a history test with them, but that could be after. Joey.
Listen, I'm only going to need 10, 15 minutes. Bubba's Barbershop, okay? I'm only going to need 10 or 15 minutes to give him the deep cleansing that he needs.
Are you going to cut his hair too?
I wish I could. Can I cut your... The one time I cut your hair, it was pretty good.
No, I agree, Bubba. I agree, but no hair cutting. I'm sorry.
I like the Simple Green 409 deal. I'll take it. I'll take off the high spot of greasiness with that, and then we'll come in with something a little more gentle.
Well, what?
It's like parts cleaner. You got to really get, you got to use the really tough stuff to get through the grind. Then you can touch it up with something a little bit better.
Do we have to use the potato?
Yes, of
gloves?
course, to get the deep cleanse. Just start lining this stuff up because we're going to be doing it in about an hour.
I'd hide the potato gloves.
Yes, sir.
Blitz is not going to hide the potato gloves. He's already picking them aside.
God, Blitz is back there dying,
I know.
man.
So anyway, with Kanye West, as an African-American man, an artist, he recorded his music and the lyrics to say one thing. If he didn't want that word used, then he wouldn't have written that word down.
Well, it happened to rhyme with the word digger.
You don't think that he came up with... Which one do you think he came up with first?
Digger. Gold digger.
Well, but the song says he ain't messing with no broke.
Yes. I ain't messing with them, bro. And they expected the sorority to say broke. But the sorority Blitz, they bought the other version that they owned, and they were playing the other version. The version that Kanye West released as well. So if you release a version, then anybody should be able to go get that version and play it all they want. Should they not? Regardless of what ethnicity they are.
I agree.
But it's like now listen, with the N-word, with regards to the N-word, I think society, regardless of what color you are, can determine in what manner you're using that word. And if you're using it in a bad manner,
I think so anyway.
And you're using it in a disrespectful manner, and you're not using it in a I'm simply reading somebody else's work, or I'm reciting or singing somebody else's song. It's not my creative content. I've not come up with this word on my own. or you're using it as a form of camaraderie or anything like that. Now, if you're using it as a mean, hateful word, then everybody can figure out how you're trying to use it, and the person gets in trouble or not in trouble based on the context of. In fact, isn't almost every word in context in play except that word?
Pretty much. My neighbors call me all the time that word.
Yeah, and he's a black guy, right?
There's 3 of them.
Yeah, there's 3 black guys, and they call you that word all the time.
Yep, with an A.
Just leave that word alone, though. Pretty much, if you're white, just leave it alone. You don't need it.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I don't think it was a big deal in the context he used it. However, he shouldn't have used it. Why can't he? Why didn't he just say N word?
Yeah, he
said the second time.
The second time
Yeah.
he edited himself because I bet you anything it was because the radio host cringed.
I'm sure.
And he's like, oh well, I've got to, you know.
Southern Italians were called, I believe they're saying Southern Italians, Sicilians, I'm half Sicilian, were called, quote unquote, and pardon my language, but I'm just quoting the Times, wops, N-word, wops, as a derogatory comment. When I said that WAP was a derogatory comment, that's when the Times Union told me, no.
Now, is the girl that you hear in the background, is that somebody saying,
Yes.
oh, God?
Yes.
Because I think, Blitz, this was a live show, and I don't think that they had the ability to beep it. It's been beeped now since it's been regurgitated.
Right.
But I think as he was saying it live on the air, that it really did go through. And I think you can hear like a producer or something that's typing on the keyboard, probably to their boss, saying, Governor Cuomo just said the N-word. And you can actually hear the microphone pick her up, and she's oh, God, knowing that this could be an issue.
When I said that WAP was a derogatory comment, that's when the Times Union told me.
It's like, oh, God.
No, you should look in Wikipedia. WAP really meant a dandy.
And then he cracked himself up.
He's the only one that popped.
Doesn't it sound like, I know he's not nursing home age, but doesn't it sound like some old timer at the nursing home that goes through a big diatribe and then he cracks himself up?
Yes.
I'm sure that's what they were saying to me.
Sure, he had to be there. Is that a well-liked governor? Is he considered a star in the Democratic deal?
Not so much.
No?
I mean, maybe a little more. He's more liked than the mayor of New York. Everybody hates de Blasio.
Everybody hates him, do they not?
Yeah.
Taking off with his girlfriend's car, and when officers showed up to get his side of the story.
My girl Martha Sagowski. She has like 5 kids. Did you know that?
She has 5 kids?
I think she just had triplets, and she had a couple before that.
Yeah, she's got a couple that are like college age.
Yeah.
Wow.
She brought it back tight.
They say he ran through the house and
she probably went into some kind of procedure, but man, I got to tell you, she's dialed in on the
up onto the roof.
But Channel 9's Lauren Seabrook tells us KPD says the actions its officer on that roof should have never happened. And Lauren,
hold on now. So I was watching the story earlier today, and I was thinking, is the Me Too movement so strong?
Yes.
That now Martha Sagowski is on the other side of the spectrum. She's on the how society used to think that people on television need to look like. And I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, but I'm saying like society.
this video is pretty bad. It is. Seabrook tells us
society has deemed that for the most part.
KPD says the actions its officer on that roof should have never.
Society, Brian, don't you think? In the last however long TV's been around, that they said, okay, a woman that's going to be on TV needs to be like this. That's what society has deemed, most women in television are attractive, smart and what have you. But the Me Too movement is so strong that now all women have a chance to be on TV.
Yeah.
And you know what? It'll never be that way for men.
How much do you think she makes?
Sagowski?
Yeah.
300.
Her husband, who's filed for divorce, says she makes about $500,000 a year, but she has not filed her financial affidavit yet.
Oh, she's getting a divorce.
Yeah, they're going through a big high-profile divorce, and she's.
But that big slinging lawyer says he makes $96,000 a year. And I thought he was like some big-time lawyer in Orlando.
Yeah.
Never happened. And Lauren,
Brian, do you agree with my synopsis at all? And that This is, in fact, we're almost at the screen where they dissolved from Martha over to the other girl. And this is kind of the old way of thinking. And because the Me Too movement and that every woman needs an opportunity to do every possible thing that anybody could do, and that you cannot tell a woman no. Women no longer have to hear, you can't do that.
Well, is it because I'm a woman?
Yes. That men don't have that same. You're not going to see.
Well, no, but I'm saying that's what they're going to say. Is you're not going to give me that job because I'm a woman?
Yeah.
But the answer is no.
Well, the answer is we don't care how heavy you are, how non-TV friendly you are. If you're a woman, we can't tell you no if you want to be on TV. TV historically has been for hot people.
Yep.
And now they've thrown the hot. If you're a woman, you don't even have to be hot. You just have to be a woman. They're not going to put. You don't see fat ass guys going on there, do you?
Yeah, you used to.
Not really. Not today.
People like Al Roker. I mean, he's lost weight now, but he was big and jelly for a long time.
Al Roker was a couple other things too, though.
Yeah. And this video is pretty bad.
It is, Martha.
So this woman doesn't even look like she's taking TV very serious.
Well,
she looks like she's getting ready to go to a Weight Watchers luau.
Or
does
a
she not?
PTA meeting or something like that. Yeah, I think the way she presents herself doesn't help her cause. The fact that she's overweight, I don't think
maybe she's having triplets
doesn't exclude her from being on TV. But you know, people generally in the news are well put together.
That's what I'm trying to say, Brian. Is that, you know what? Everybody is so afraid to tell a woman no. The TV and the entertainment and television has knee-jerk. Look at this past year's Emmys. And we've just knee-jerked and overreacted to this small subsect of people that if you tell them no, if you tell this woman no, we don't think that you have the look we're looking for, you now are going to get your ass sued. Right? Am I right?
I mean...
you could tell me. I can go down to Channel 13 right now and say, "Hey, I want to be, the 10 o'clock lead guy." No, Bubba, you're too old and you're too heavy. You just don't quite have the look that Mark Wilson does. And I agree, I don't. Mark Wilson's got his stuff. I mean, he looks great. I probably could deliver the news and be as entertaining as Mark Wilson, but I am not nearly as good looking of a man as Mark Wilson is.
Do you know what her interests are? She took up boxing since moving to Florida, and she finished her first half marathon.
Who?
This chick.
This girl?
Yeah.
Half marathon.
And she does boxing.
This girl?
Mm-hmm.
Have this body cam video that you...
And listen, I don't want to get in trouble for what I'm saying, but Brian, don't you kind of agree in that you cannot... Everybody is so worried about being sued by the Me Too movement and getting, protested by the Me Too movement that literally you cannot tell a woman no.
Yeah, I mean, she's an.
Would you not agree that that television is the one particular medium that has over the years established that only good, for the most part, better looking people deliver the news? They try to get attractiveness has something to do with you making it in television, right?
Well,
how can you not say that?
That's a part of it. Is people like to look at people they like to look at. I mean,
won't see anywhere else, and I want to freeze it here so I can show you something real.
That side angle's not helping her.
Am I out of line Am I out of line for bringing this up? Does this make me extra dickish? Like this, is this out of line? Like, is this not cool? Should I shut up?
I think you're allowed to talk about it.
Blitz, I'm Blitz, you and Brian. Like, is this not cool? In the angle that I'm taking is that, it seems as though now that men, it's kind of flipped in the fact that men don't have a chance, especially fat men like me.
Oh yeah, no, you're right there for sure.
Really interesting. The space between this roof that the suspect was up on and the ground is a little more than 9 feet. The suspect was not injured when
I can't even pay attention to the cop that pushed the bad guy off the roof because I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now.
First of all, if she's pointed the corner of that roof up there, that was way more than 9 feet. So she's way off.
Well, because, I mean, I'm telling you right now, that's 7 feet at least right there to that seam. At least, right?
It's more than that. It's.
Hold on, Brian. If you go from this ground here, that's at least 7 feet, probably more like 8.
Because look at the patio. There's no way. That patio door, the slider is 6 feet.
It's got to be the one to the left.
At least to this line right here is at least 8 feet.
Yeah, she's pointing to the wrong corner.
I understand that. So if you're saying if from here to here is not 9 feet, because just from here to here is at least 8.
Yeah.
Right? So this was probably more like 20 feet.
Yes. 22 probably, yeah.
I feel as if I have maybe spoke in an incorrect manner and got some undue heat on me, because I think that this is what's happening, but nobody wants to talk about it. Because you can't even talk about this. Like, you can't even bring up this topic without getting in trouble. By saying that the Me Too movement is so strong that even people that probably usually wouldn't have made it in television now are getting opportunities in television because they're female. Men are not.
We had a good.
Is it wrong for me? Is it wrong for me to want to stick up for the man?
We had a good run. It was a few thousand years, and it's over. You know, every show has a life, and we're hopefully somebody picks us up in syndication or something like that. But we're done.
You're talking about us, or you're talking about men in
general?
general?
About men. It's over. We had a good run. It was a good few thousand years.
And now it's over for us men.
Yeah. Let the women see what they can do to fix this earth that we screwed up.
And then we're going to, of course, we'll be dead by the time that we realize that the women can't do it any better than we can. And then we're over. We're done. And then, the next generation, maybe those men will have an opportunity to do something.
We give them a pretty broke down car. Let's see if they can fix it.
Fell off there, but
everybody knows that a woman can't fix a car like a guy can.
Brian, does your wife listen to the show?
Yes.
Police chief said he very easily.
He doesn't even. Yeah, she's not even allowed to. He doesn't even unchain her.
Already. Could have been. We have 2 angles of the video to show you, so you can judge for yourself.
Okay, he's coming to the front.
Officers sometimes make dangerous moves to get the bad guys.
Yeah, now you have no choice to jump down, right? Now you have no choice.
But Kissimmee police say 2 of their own wrongfully put this suspect in danger.
Come down. I'm not trying to. You're going to get tased, then you're going to fall, so you better jump.
That's like 9 feet.
Jump.
What?
Looks like about 9 feet.
Yeah.
No, but not where she was pointing.
No, I know.
Yeah.
You better jump.
When the suspect wouldn't jump from this 9-foot roof, police say Sergeant Anthony Amata, who was on the ground, repeatedly told Officer Plenio Messiah on the roof to push him.
Push him off the roof. You better jump. Push him off. Just push him off. You better jump. Just go through the window, bro. Push him off. Go in.
They pushed the guy off. Hey, if we got to get up here and get your ass, we're going to, I don't know what's the right protocol. Blitz, you think when cops are training, they're like, okay, if you got a bad guy on the roof, how do you get him down? Like, I don't know if there's protocol on this.
What did this guy do?
I don't know.
And when he hit the ground, Sergeant Amata hit him with a taser. KPD launched an internal investigation into the officer and sergeant's actions. The final report says investigators considered Officer Messiah's orders to push the suspect, even though Messiah said he feared a struggle between him and the suspect on the roof could have led to them both falling off. The department suspended him for 8 hours for failing to follow KPD general
8 hours.
order, saying members shall use
one shift.
Only the degree of force necessary to effect lawful objectives. Messiah will forfeit 8 hours of vacation. Police Chief Jeff Odell said Messiah's decision to push the suspect off the roof could have resulted in significant injury.
I'm not used to her.
Sergeant Amata resigned in June. He had just been disciplined for a separate case when this investigation started, and the IA.
See, I don't know if the guy should have tased the kid once he got down on the ground. Like, you know, now if the guy instantaneously was resisting, then maybe.
They're always resisting, Bubba.
Reports
that that's true. Stop resisting.
As he would have been fired for this case, saying his order to push the suspect off the roof is not indicative of a supervisor with 14 years of experience.
I need to know what the guy did.
In the other incident?
If he stole a candy bar, then I mean...
You mean the suspect?
Yeah, like what the bad guy did.
Yeah.
And Blitz, I guess maybe you could have handcuffed him up on the roof and then gone and get a ladder and tried to walk him down.
What you do is you pull your taser out and say, look, you're going to crawl down this roof, kind of let yourself down so you've got like a 2-foot fall.
Right.
And the boys down there are going to grab you.
Yep.
You kind of let him do it himself.
Or you kind of like try to hang on the corner there, and the boys down below are going to catch you. And then once we catch you, if you start flailing around and being a dick, then it's not going to be good for you. But if you act like a gentleman, once we catch you, then we're just going to handcuff you and take you in. But you probably have to have that conversation with him.
It also does depend on what he did.
Yeah, it does. Let me do some words. Don't you think, Brian, being a lawyer, that maybe we're just suing ourselves to oblivion? Like, it's just like...
Of course Brian doesn't think that.
I mean, like Brian, top drug distributors now have to pay $18 billion to settle opiate lawsuits.
Well,
isn't that just going to make the price of these drugs go up?
Well, here's and we can talk about it more in depth after the break, but who should be paying for all of the fallout from these drugs that were overprescribed, instructed to be used for everything? And really criminal behavior from these executives. Who should pay for that? Should that be the citizens of the state that, where the people were who were addicted to the opioids?
We're going to end up paying for it at the end of the day.
Not if they recover some of this money, and that goes back to the state coffers to help, pay for these programs.
This is a very long discussion. We'll do it now.
Dude, why are you being so quiet?
The studio is like a pressure cooker that's about to explode.
Don't say a word.
Perfect time to take a break.
That is a fantastic idea.
We'll be back after this on the Bubba Radio Network.
You started locking up CEOs and executives. Like the fucker from Volkswagen should be in jail. You fucking...
What did he do?
They created computer programs to get around federal emission standards, sold their vehicles as clean. They were like 4 times more polluting than the average vehicle on the roadway, all so that they could save money.
Well, that's different.
That's criminal.
That's different.
When you suppress information and data that you have, knowing the addictive nature and quality of these pain pills, and you encourage doctors to overprescribe, and you reward doctors who overprescribe with vacations and trips and other monetary incentives, that should be a crime. You're hurting people.
Yeah, but you still got to put it back on someone of the doctor.
Them too.
Because you said vacations and stuff, but I mean, they need to. Just because someone offers me something doesn't mean I'm going to go out and start selling drugs.
Here's the problem, and this is really what this story right here boils down to. A major drug company shipped over 3 million prescription opioids to a single pharmacy in a tiny West Virginia town in a span of just 10 months. Tell me who's complicit there. The pharmacy, the doctors, and the drug companies. They should all pay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the only people who are paying are the drug companies.
Well, this is the corporation that did it right here, McKesson. They're a part of it. They're the ones that supplied 10,000 hydrocodone pills daily to one pharmacy in Kermit, West Virginia, a town with 400 residents.
They're all fucking hopped up on perks.
The pills were reportedly supplied even after the pharmacy was flagged for suspect pill orders back in 2007.
Did I just see someone chatting with a Lummies fan? Oh, never mind.
900 million hydrocodone and oxycodone pills to the state of West Virginia in an 11-year span.
I'd like to see, like, what is it, like West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee,
New
Alabama.
Hampshire is really bad.
New Hampshire is?
Yeah. That's their heroin up there is really bad.
And meth.
I used to go skiing up there all the time. I guess there's really not much to do.
The slopes and the crank.
There we go. Yippee Brando at $99.99.
Oh my God.
And a bitch ain't one, but I'll write it down and.
Thank you, Yippee Yo. It's not about gimmick control. These are drugs that are designed to be addictive. They try to make this stuff as addictive as possible. People just don't get it. Like, it's yes, there needs to be a certain level that the people who deal with the fallout of their bad behaviors still have to deal with the consequences of their behavior. If you're addicted to opioids and you go rob your neighbor's house, you're still going to jail. The fact that you're addicted to opioids doesn't change that. But the person who helped get you addicted or created the conditions under which you could not help but be addicted because they knew their stuff was going to do that to you should be held accountable too.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying too. Because I mean, sometimes if that's the only pill available for, let's say you had a surgery, and it's not the person that's going for it, and then you get addicted on it.
Right.
I mean, that's.
And some people can be addicted to this stuff within one prescription. Like, it takes that short of time.
Who's this dude? This Jeremy Renner guy?
The actor? Yeah. What about him?
What was he on?
He was in the Marvel galaxy. He was the stupid guy that just shot arrows. The stupidest superhero ever. What's his name?
Arrow guy?
Arrow guy.
He's been in a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
SWAT.
Oh, he was in that Shooter too, or something like that.
Yeah.
What stupid, idiotic Hawkeye? What a dumb superhero that is. What's your superpower? I'm really good with shooting arrows.
Oh, he was athletic.
Yeah, he was like a bunny
rabbit.
rabbit.
I was gonna say he was like a bunny.
He was
hopping around.
Fucking bunny rabbit.
Who gave the 99?
Yippee Brando.
Thank you, Yippee Yo. Salvage the day. Thank you, Yippee Yo.
Is it okay if I still call it out though when we come back?
Well, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Live from the OG Royalty Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Fine people of Orlando, AM 660 and 105.5. I am going to hopefully be either by later this week or early next week finalizing Toys for Tatas. It's going to look like it's going to be Friday, December 13th at Rachel South. 4 to 8 p.m. with Shannon Burke and I live doing the annual. I don't know if I could call it the annual because we took some years off, but we're bringing back Toys for Tatas. It's going to be a drive-through gentleman's club, basically. And we put a huge tent up, and you stay in your car or your truck when you get off work that day. Oh, by the way, you bring a toy. Like, just bring a $10 or $15 toy, and you drop it off at the start of the tent. And then we have like 3 stations, 3 sets of cones inside the tent. You drive to the first cone, open up your doors, and Rachel's. It's Rachel's. Did I say Dollhouse?
You've done it a couple times when you've been referencing it.
Well, the guy that owns the Dollhouse in Tampa owns Rachel's South over there.
Well, now I think he loves the double plug.
There you go. So it's at Rachel's South in Orlando. It's going to be afternoon drive. Man, I have a little regurg. Did you hear that?
That parfait coming back up.
Well, regurg, we had Yippee Brando at $99.99 and a bitch ain't one.
Thank you, APO Brando, for pulling the nose up on today. So there's 3 sets of cones. You stop at the first cone, open up your doors, and the fine dancers of Rachel's jump in and give you some dances. And then you go to the second set of cones, and then boom. And you put dollar bills on your windshield wipers to tip the girls, and it's really cool. And I haven't done it for a long time.
You said there's 3 sets of cones?
I think there's 2 or 3. I think there's actually 2, Blitz.
Okay.
I think there's 2.
Because the first one you said that the girls get in your car, and the second one, boom, that was your that was your 3 sets of cones.
No, I think there's 2.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But I know there's at least 2, and sometimes I think we've had 3, but I think there's at least 2.
Okay.
And as we get closer, we'll start promoting that a little bit more and having various more information for you find people of Orlando. Kind of put that tentatively on your December calendar. It's a Friday. It'll be from when you get off work, 4 to 8. And Shannon and I will be live on the air from Rachel's. Lumix, you got to be there. Janessa's got to be there. Blitz, you got to be there. And Blitz, you don't have to engineer. You just got to be there, hanging out, like as a co-host kind of deal. So
what day is that again?
Friday, December 13th.
I'll be there.
4 to 8. Toys for Tata. So, of course, Brian, you could be there. Hell, you might be full-time co-host by then. You never know. Would you want to do that? Would you want to be full-time with us?
Full-time? I mean, I would rather do radio than law, but I've got, bills to pay.
Yeah. Like, how many days a week could you, 2? You could come in at least one more day.
I mean, I still got a kid and
Oh, yeah, but your wife does all that.
No, she doesn't. She's got a career, too.
Oh, she does?
Yeah. You got to pay the bills.
You let her have a career?
I'm a modern man. I let my wife have a career.
I've not ever met your wife.
No, I don't think you have.
I mean,
my current
your
one.
Public wife.
My current one. My ex, you knew well.
How's she doing? How's Kelly doing?
I guess she's okay. I really don't have any contact with her.
You guys ever had
her on Facebook?
What's that?
Nothing.
You stalk her on Facebook, Brian?
No.
She still lives in. Wasn't she a school teacher in Pasco?
Yep, that's when I left her. When we broke up, she was.
That didn't sound too good. Now, did it?
I backed it up.
So we were talking earlier. So you couldn't add an extra day in here. People love you. People love the dynamic.
I mean, I'll commit to one, and if I can give you guys a bonus.
So are we locking in every Wednesdays? Is that what we're doing?
I'm gonna try
lock in
and do
on
that.
Wednesdays.
I'm gonna lock in Wednesdays.
All right.
For now.
What a condescending little dick.
I'm not trying to be one. I'm just saying.
You can't help it but be a dick.
Look, Blitz tried to warn you.
He did. I just don't think, Blitz, I play well with real liberal people. I think I'm more conservative than people give me credit for. And
on
when
some
I get
things.
when I get a guy like this over here, like real snowflaker.
I'm the snowflaker.
He just called you a snowflake.
I'm the snowflaker. I'm the one that's been crying all show.
You're a blue snowflaker.
Yep. I'm in the heat wave.
Brian's one of the few decent Democrats.
I truly am. I used to think I was liberal.
I think you're a decent guy, but you're just a little too. Well, there's just something about you that pisses me off, makes me want to do something.
I got a face that you just want to punch.
I do. Like, I wish I could punch you.
Yeah, you can't.
Could we fight?
No.
You know what, Brian? The bad thing about it is I'm sitting here acting all, puffy. I think you might whip my ass.
Giant Beetlejuice beat his ass.
He didn't beat my ass, but he did well against me.
You lost against Giant Beetlejuice?
Against who?
Giant Beetlejuice?
He's dead, by the way, poor guy.
Aw. He was a nice guy.
Listen, that guy was a lot more like he wasn't as soft as I thought he was, Blitz. Like, he was pretty tough.
Yeah. That and you're weak.
I'm stronger now than I was then. I've been lifting a little bit since then, so I'm a little bit. But
yeah, you would just have to hit me once and I'd be done. So
no, I don't. I think you're far tougher than that. I think as a man you are, but then this little democratic liberal aura that you've provided, like somewhat live in, kind of bubbles you down into being less of a man. But I think in the fundamental, you're a guy's guy, but you just blew yourself out.
I think that's fair.
Do you prefer wine and seltzers or beer and?
No, he's
liquor?
a beer and liquor guy.
I drink it all, actually. I just prefer booze.
I know him as a private human being, and he's far more rugged than his persona on the air. Is what I'm trying to say.
He's more of a White Claw Zima type of guy.
I do love White Claws. They are good, man. Have you had Natter Days yet?
Oh my gosh,
Natter Days.
What's Natter Days?
Natural Light.
It's so good. It's Natural Light's strawberry and lemonade beer. It is refreshing. If you're ever out on a boat, a Natter Day, get you right where you need to be. 6% alcohol.
You duct tape your penis.
6% alcohol. Laugh it until you try it, buddy.
Listen, even if it was delicious, man, I don't know if I would be like, I don't know if you could be hanging out on Fabrizi's boat with a natter day. I mean, there's just some stuff that you got to fake the funk on so they still think that you got a little bit of testosterone running through your
So
deal.
I have to drink a piss beer like Bud Light in order to be cool.
Miller Lite.
Miller
would be
Lite's a little better, but still
a lot better.
A light beer.
I'll tell you what's even better than that. It's a Miller High Life.
Oh, I love Miller High Life.
Oh, that's a good beer right there.
The Champagne of beers.
The Champagne of beers. So before we got distracted with your blueness, we were talking about how these top drug distributors now are going to have to pay $18 billion to settle these various opiate lawsuits. And I'm saying that now the cost of pain pills are going to go up, and at the end of the day, the consumer is the one that gets gouged. Yeah, it's $18 billion that these companies have to pay now, but they're going to kick that back to the average guy eventually. They're not going to just scratch that off.
They've already gotten it from the average guy. They've already gotten it out of all of us.
It's like this. The pill business is probably a lot like the oil business. And Blitz, how often do you be like, okay, there was a Gulf storm, a little storm, and it made the Houston refineries, nervous one
gas
weekend.
prices just yesterday or the day before they went up like 25 cents a gallon for what?
Probably for 3 storms ago. Like they just make stuff up to do it. Well, that's what the pill business is going to do. You'll be like, you know what? We had to settle this $1 zillion lawsuit. Now, perks are going to be far more money.
That's what we do in the fish business.
Yeah.
There's a cold front, boats can't go out, fish goes up.
Yeah, it's just the way everything is, Brian. So you don't have a problem with this?
No, not at all. These companies are criminal.
Hold on, the people that go to these pill mills and say, I need to get me some pills, and they get all jacked up on, and they're addicted to these pills. Is it the pill company because they made something that's so cool that people want to get addicted to, or is it the people that get addicted to its problem?
These are pharmaceutical companies.
I'm addicted to food. Am I going to sue Ho-Ho's and Wink and Big Macs?
Pringles.
If they were putting extra addictive stuff into their food there's something to be said about that too, then, isn't there?
Well, no, nobody's ever sued McDonald's because they make their chicken nuggets so effing good that I can't stop eating them.
Is it that they're so effing good, or are they putting other chemical and additives in it that create a chemical imbalance in your brain that make you want it more?
Yeah, that too.
Okay, well then, there's a fine line between selling a product. And then these are controlled, regulated products. And as we were talking during the break, the case study for how out of control this abuse was, one pharmacy, a tiny little pharmacy in the town of Kermit, West Virginia, one pharmacy, a town of 400 residents, in a 10-month period, was shipped over 3 million prescription opioids by the McKesson Corporation.
Yeah, because they had all these little strip malls, and all these West Virginians were getting hooked up on the deal.
One pharmacy. We're not talking
Mamie
about
and Pat
strip
and
malls.
Jesco White.
We're not talking about strip malls. We're talking about an individual pharmacy in a town of 400 people. This pharmacy.
Are they still open? What's the address?
Yeah, but the point is these distributors have a responsibility as a manufacturer of controlled substances in this country.
No, lawyers have determined on how to shake people down, and everybody's out for a payday. And it starts with the lawyers, and everybody's
because a bunch of people are too weak to get off the pills.
Right. So weak.
Right.
Can't handle their addictive,
Well, they're just so delicious.
Yeah, they're so delicious. Eating those oxys, destroying their lives.
I think there's people
do heroin and cocaine and all that
I think
too.
that there's responsible people that can responsibly take oxys in a responsible manner, prescribed responsibly for their particular ailment.
And they should be able to. But when you're shipping,
you can't afford them because they just settled $18 billion with Jesco White.
Well, now there's laws too where a doctor can only prescribe 3 days worth.
They can't do it because these companies were cashing in hand over fist for 15 years, creating an incredible epidemic and crisis in our country. That's why they can't do it, because these companies weren't responsible.
Yeah, okay, so the companies weren't responsible now, but why is it a law now where a doctor can only prescribe 3 days worth?
Yeah, what if
I think that's an overreaction. That's an overreaction to the issue and to the crisis. But this is how you stop those companies. You think they're going to send 3 million of these pills to that pharmacy again if they got to pay out another $18 billion?
So where does that money? Where does that money go to?
There's going to the states. The money.
No, most of it goes to the lawyers.
These are settlements with the states' attorney generals. that are going to recoup the money that they've had to pay in law enforcement, in drug clinics, in hospital visits. I mean, this is a national crisis that's affecting all of us, and these companies should not be able to profit off of it. It's like saying drug dealers shouldn't be prosecuted. Only go after the junkies, don't go after the drug dealers.
Yeah, whatever. I don't even want to argue with you. You got me so spun out, I could care less. I just can't believe that, you can get addicted to something, and then you got to blame the person that got you addicted to it.
Where they're not blaming them for the individual.
Nobody put a gun to their head and say, go
addicted.
down and get, go get 180 oxys with 3 refills.
So you think McKesson should be able to send 3 million pills to one pharmacy in one tiny town of 400 people with impunity, not worrying about how those pills are being used or abused as a manufacturer of a controlled substance?
They weren't not the manufacturer, though. They're a distributor.
972, hello.
Hey, what's up? Question for Brian. He says that the drug manufacturers have added chemicals to where it makes it addictive, and it throws the
that was going to be my question.
The chemical imbalance in the brain. Is that speculation or is that proven?
Well, I think the argument is that the level of hydrocodone that they put in there is not necessary, because when you started out at a higher level, then the next progression is that you need more in order to have the same chemical effect, right? And so the argument was that these pills were stronger than they needed to be from the get-go.
Oh, it's always better when you get a little more.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, but they start out at, like 5 milligrams, which is very little.
But 5 milligrams isn't necessarily the least effective dose, and that's what their studies showed, is that they could have started with smaller doses and produced pills that didn't have as much in it, and they chose not to.
So, in other words, they started off at a higher dose.
So, in other words, you know what? I should have started. I shouldn't have.
Addiction.
If I want to go right to the Big Mac and I don't start out with the single cheeseburger, then that makes me the bad guy. I want 2 patties, not one.
No, they didn't add. They increased the potency to a level that was higher than was necessary to achieve the pain relieving effects. And they could, if they offered more levels of potency, then they could have had varying levels based upon the needs of the people that actually needed it. If you had a tooth removed, you didn't need a 7.5 milligram.
I know you need a 10.
I need a 15, preferably with a 325 kicker. Hi, Chris. You're on the air.
As someone who's kind of an expert at this, 5 milligrams doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Now for you it doesn't. But if you just had a toothache,
a 5 wouldn't have never have done it.
I'd get an Oxy 80 and crush it. Did I just say that? I was just kidding.
I mean, a 5 milligram hydrocodone is like just one step up from an Aleve.
I'd crush an Oxy 80 and chase it with a Miller Lite.
Woo! And that's the entire point, Blitz. It's a step up from.
You guys see the shirt I wore today?
An Aleve.
Did you see the shirt I wore today?
Hootie.
Talk about talk about 80 meanie greenies. Woo! Chris, hello. Go ahead on the air.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking like 160.
Hold on, Chris. Blitz saying something. Blitz, what are you saying?
No, like when you're talking like 160 milligram oxys, then yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, but I mean 50s.
They don't start out that.
Go ahead, Chris. Vero Beach.
It's another moneymaker is sleep apnea. I'm a truck driver, and
that's a shakedown too. That's a racket.
Yeah, it's a shakedown. I'm 38 years old. I'm healthy. I mean, I'm 6'1". I weigh 250. I don't have a B cup. I'm a little bit overweight, I guess, but I mean, I feel fine. And they're saying I have sleep apnea.
Everybody has.
6'1", 250. You're probably considered morbidly obese or obese
and he's
at that
not.
point.
He's just a real rugged dude. Bottom line is they want to sell him a $900.
I mean, I'm built.
Here's the deal. They find out whether you got health insurance, and if you do, man, they just tack it on.
Yeah, but health insurance doesn't even cover a lot of the sleep studies and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's the place that I work for is forcing me to do this. I drive a truck for a living, and they're forcing me by their policy.
Yeah, and the reason why they're forcing you is because they got a bunch of fancy attorneys that are ready to sue their ass off as soon as when you guys fall asleep, so they got to try to cover their ass.
Exactly. 3 years with this company, not even an incident. No accidents, not even an incident, and I'm being treated like I'm saying. They're telling me that if I don't do the test, then I lose my job. I did the test. Of course, I failed. And I held my breath one time for 40 seconds in my sleep. And, I mean, Brian's a doctor, right? He knows.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
He's a doctor.
No, I'm not.
No, but Brian will be the first to tell you, man, that that this is all based on your company trying to cover their ass with their insurance company because they're putting stricter guidelines on it because they're afraid about getting sued from the other guy's
That's
guy.
what everything is based on now.
Well,
Brian, would you at least agree on that?
The science there is that people with sleep apnea do not get proper rest. And so the entire idea about DOT regulations on the roadway is that drivers who are driving gigantic deathmobiles, because that's what a tractor trailer is, are rested and capable to respond to traffic incidents in front of them. And so when somebody has sleep apnea and they wake up 87 times in the middle of the night because they're not breathing, they stop breathing, they can't get into REM sleep, and they are exhausted. And they shouldn't be driving those vehicles.
I've been doing radio for 35 years, exhausted.
I have none of those symptoms. I don't wake up during my sleep. I don't wake up with headaches. I don't wake up.
Well, that you know
feeling groggy.
No, he said in the sleep study he only woke up. He only held his breath one time for 40 seconds.
Yeah, I mean that sounds to me like that they overreacted in your individual case. But I could see if you had a truck driver who had severe sleep apnea and was waking up 140 times or 87 times in the middle of the night in their sleep because they couldn't breathe and stop breathing. How rested is that driver on the road driving around, 50,000 pounds worth of whatever they're driving around?
Frozen
we fish. Got pillhead soccer moms carrying their 6 kids and one of their stomach doing 90 on the highway, and nobody does anything.
No, I agree. But that pillhead soccer mom's probably, she's not logging 1 million miles a year either.
She's taking a key bump in the morning and...
Hey, good talking to you, Chris. You're right. She's key bumping in car line, and she's got all the energy in the world, doesn't she?
Yep.
Yeah.
Light up the darkness. Luckily, Cheap Heat has a very low flash point.
I'm burning. My lungs are burning.
We'll be back to the Bubba Radio Network after this.
From somebody to go get your Big Mac fix?
No. You got me on that one.
That's where I moved. It's over there. I walk the people, not walk them, but I go with them if they want something. If I'm out on the street to Checkers or McDonald's,
right,
and buy it for them instead of giving it to them, because you can tell and they all have hospital bands.
Yep, they're all pill heads. And the thing people don't get is pain relievers are not pain eliminators, and that's what people want. They want the pain completely to go away.
Evil there.
Eliminators, yes, with lasers. No, but all it's supposed to do is take the edge off the pain. It's supposed to take you from an 8 or a 9 down to a 4 or a 5 to make it tolerable. It's not supposed to eliminate your pain, and that's people are like, oh, it's got to be gone. I have a toothache. Well, yeah, you have a toothache. That's the pill doesn't fix it. The pill is supposed to take the edge off the pain until you can get the problem fixed. When you're taking the pain away completely, then you have no motivation to go and get the problem that's causing the pain fixed.
Exactly. That's my arms. I literally am squeezing it. It's like...
Yeah.
I know it's just a relief. I'm waiting for my doctor. But the problem is that the doctors are so backed up. I scheduled an appointment.
I won't even go to the fucking doctor, and I need to go to the doctor. I got a really bad reoccurring earache that is so bad that it literally takes me to my fucking knees, and it happens about every couple days in the afternoon, like I have a fucking brain tumor, and I won't even go get it checked out because I don't want to deal with the bullshit. I'm just trying to ride it out.
Your ears are probably impacted with earwax from all the Q-tips you use.
My ears are cleaner than any fucking human. I guarantee you my ears are cleaner than yours. You want to do a Q-tip deal right now?
Not the Q-tip deal. I want you to go get your ears irrigated at the doctor's.
No, that's not it. It started out with a sinus infection, and it seemed like it's gone to my ear now, and literally, it's like the most excruciating pain. But I won't fucking listen. Go come get a Q-tip. You want to fucking clean ears right now? I got the cleanest ears here. I promise you.
I'm talking about your deeper inner ear, not your outer canals, not this part, but your inner ear. Have you ever had your ears irrigated?
Yeah.
And they pull out like black chunks of impacted wax?
No.
I guarantee you, if you stick a Q-tip into your ear canal.
I just did.
Okay, then you've got impacted earwax.
Look, hold on. I'm digging I get in there. get as far as I can, almost right to the membrane, and then back, and look, nothing. Nothing.
I popped my eardrum there.
Like I get right in there where it right where it just, like, you can't go any further. Like, and watch. Nothing.
No, I know you, because you're not going. Never mind.
So Brian, what I'm saying is I think my earache is from the sinus infection I had like in February, March, and I couldn't get rid of. And it started out with, my tooth, abscess tooth. And
Yeah,
I think I have brain cancer.
Well, that's more likely than it being the sinus infection.
That I have brain cancer?
That's more likely than it being the sinus infection from March.
Well, so here's the deal. I got something wrong with me, bad, and I won't go to the doctor because I'm not dealing with the bullshit. I can't fucking sit through that. I'm going to get on the air and ask if anybody else knows, like, you have a reoccurring earache, it's always in my left ear, and Brian, it's so bad that it's like a migraine, and I need some pain pills.
Okay.
I was on the grader at the track 2 years ago, and wasn't paying attention, and I hit the wall a little bit and stopped the grader and jarred me, and I've had like a herniated disc in my neck. I went to Crespo one time, and they gave me a cortisone shot, and I had an allergic reaction to it, and now I got this in my neck, Brian, like it's literally like just a dull pain all the time. But I ain't going to get it checked. Fuck it.
I've got it too. I got into a car accident when I was 19 years old,
right?
And my neck's bothered me for a while. You know, just soreness. It's not anything. I don't have numbness or tingling or any pains like that.
I got all that, like right there, like right there. It's just sharp pains all through my shoulders. But I don't I'm just riding it out, figuring that my body will fix it.
And there's a lot of things it could be. It could be TMJ. It could be, again, some sort of tooth infection affecting him up through his ear. It could be.
I think I have full blown.
You could have a busted out eardrum.
I think I got full blown brain aneurysm.
A brain aneurysm would be something more symptomatic.
I think I have a full blown as it's happening brain aneurysm. I think I have a functioning brain aneurysm. Like I can function through this brain aneurysm. What do you think?
No.
I got hit so hard one time in football.
What do you think it is?
Probably something to do with your eardrum or earwax.
I think it's the eardrum because I got hit so hard one time in football it blew my eardrum out.
Yeah.
I was playing quarterback and did that.
But I didn't have any trauma to my fucking eardrum.
No, you do when you're shoving a stick into your ear canal and pushing all.
Live from the OG Royalty Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Make sure that I do not forget that I have to do the Stone Joey Logano hair washing deal. Have you made contact with Colton for a quicker pickup time than the 14 minutes you guys usually take?
Yeah, we'll be on in 5 minutes after the show, like you said.
Promise?
Yes.
So, Babyface and I were talking about just the going to the doctor. We were talking off the air during the hot mic segment, and like I think the average American or the average person, like if they have health insurance, you go to the doctor as much as you can. Or if you live in Canada, you go and get everything fixed. But I think there's a certain amount of guys, more men than women, that kind of roll like me, and that is, man, until it's literally intolerable, you just deal with it as a dude. Now, Brian, I think that you're the opposite kind of guy. I think that you go to the doctor for every little ache and pain.
You'd think wrong, Bubba. I went to the doctor for the first time. I have not had a family doctor since I was my pediatrician, 18 years old.
So I have... I think even you being a little snowflakey, you're kind of like a regular dude, and the fact that us guys, for some reason, don't like to go to the doctor.
Unless you're about a day or two away from dying, you're not going to go to the doctor.
Most of it works itself out. And
I got
I'm
two
not
things.
a big believer in prescription drugs.
I'm not either, but I could use some right now. And I got to tell you, I'm a little concerned. I actually laid down. I didn't get home till I think I got home at 4 o'clock yesterday. I was here working at the studios until 3:30, working on some stuff. And I didn't get home till 4. And I had to work. And like every maybe people listening to the show can call me 813-90-BUBBA or on chat through our YouTube. And maybe there's a doctor or maybe there's an ENT, ear, nose, and throat guy or something that can give me some type of pills. And that is, Brian. It started out as a upper impacted tooth. And
it was infected pretty bad.
It was infected really bad.
Okay,
and
so
I
he
got
had an abscess,
and I got a root canal.
Well, they gave him antibiotics, and after one day, he decided to not take them for a few days.
Good call. That's the way they work.
Because he didn't think they tasted good.
They made my mouth taste metally.
So he stopped taking them.
But then I got back on them, and I took them till they were done, and I finally got the tooth. The tooth got fixed. They crowned it, and my tooth is fine. But ever since that
was like a 2-month-long ordeal, though.
Oh, longer.
Yeah.
But Brian, so that created a sinus infection. Like I'm talking where I had like this green, bad stuff coming out of my sinuses. Like, what's the next level of a sinus infection? It's like sinusitis,
upper respiratory infection,
whatever,
sinusitis.
Sinusitis. I had sinusitis, and so whatever. I get through that. It took me like 3 months to get through that, and now I have like the worst earache. Once a day for 5 or 6 hours. It tends to be in the afternoon, like anytime after 3 o'clock. I get an earache that literally, listen, I'm, kind of a dude's dude where I don't, like I have some decent pain tolerances, I think. It is so bad that it almost takes me down to my knees.
Really?
And it's an earache in my left ear. And it's like right underneath, just right underneath my earlobe.
On your left ear?
Yep.
So that's opposite of the impacted tooth side.
My impacted tooth was on the right, and this is on my left. And it literally, Brian, I feel as if I have I'm having a brain aneurysm, or I got brain cancer or something.
Well, I mean, I'm sure according to WebMD, you probably have 4 types of cancer.
What do I got?
Oh, I mean,
4
you got
types.
neck cancer, brain cancer, ear cancer.
Ear cancer.
Yep.
Jaw cancer.
Probably.
And so, Brian, I don't even know. And I should go to the doctor. I should go to the ear, nose, and throat guy. But I can't. I don't have time.
I'm telling you, you have an ear infection. You have impacted earwax from years of sticking Q-tips all the way down. Yes, you do. I guarantee you, if they irrigated your ears, if they blasted your ears out, they would get these big black rocks of impacted old wax out of your ears.
No,
Guarantee
Brian. It has something to do with my sinusitis that started out as a bad tooth.
Brian, it can't be. I use an earwax candle on it.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Dr. Pepper here. I've been doing doctor stuff my whole life.
Yeah, from Fansville.
Yeah, and I'm telling you this.
Yeah, from Fansville. Dr. Pepper from
on the back side of the deal at the racetrack.
Yeah.
That started off the whole chain reaction.
Thanks, buddy.
How can you drive a grater into the wall?
You're on your cell phone.
No.
Taking greater DPs.
Blitz, when you are grading the track and you're getting right against that wall to get that windrow to bring it down, and it's just sometimes your blade will catch the little bit of the concrete. It's a very precise deal.
Yeah, I thought you were a pro piloter.
I'm
gonna have to rethink all this.
I'm a pro everything, buddy. Sean, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Bubba?
Good, buddy.
Hey, I just wanted to ask the lawyer about about the opiate epidemic. I'm from Hernando. I did 5 years in prison over that deal, and I got $160,000 in fines. Okay,
restitution and stuff. Did you steal a bunch of stuff, or is it just
No. I got drug trafficking in Hernando County.
Oh,
3 counts,
okay.
52,500 per count. Now I've been paying 6 years, never missed a payment, never missed anything. I'm not on probation. Is there any way, the judge has since retired, is there any way to go back and try to, I open my own business, everything, but I'm going to pay that till I die.
Oh, if the judge retired, then you're free and clear, right, Brian?
No.
Blitz is not an attorney, and by any means of the imagination, and the advice that he gives is street level only.
I think
right, Blitz?
Yeah,
street level.
Well, as soon as the judge retires, everything he's ruled on from then on out just gets thrown out the window.
Shred it. They shred it. It's a judgment lien. Yeah, I know. They'll take my license if I do that.
Right, don't do that, buddy.
No, they're not going to forgive it on you. It's like, just treat it as student loan debt.
Get
it's
on
something
payments.
you got to deal with. You're lucky you survived all of it. You're out.
Just get on payments, buddy.
You got your life going straight. You pay what
I
you
am
can.
on payments. Yeah, I pay $10 a month on each case. They didn't do me too bad.
There you go. And just until you die, you'll be
How many cases was it?
3.
Three counts.
So you pay $30 a month.
$30 a month.
Well, then they raided my house. They charged me $9,000 to raid my house, so that's another fine. So
just put it on the bill. Just put it on, buddy. Just put it on. I'll keep paying
So
until I die.
$45.50 is, and you know what? Let that be a constant reminder to you every month when you pay it, not to fall off track again.
Yep. And don't don't pay ahead or just keep paying it. Just pay that VIG.
Yeah,
It
just pay
costs
the
doing-
minimum, and
You'll die.
do some good estate planning.
Yeah,
if you have any money
the
when
opiate
you
deal
do.
is serious. I walked into Tampa. I raced dirt bikes, and my whole life. I grew up with Troy Adams and stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if Bubba knows him,
hell
but,
yeah, Troy. I know
Adams.
Troy.
He's a good dirt biker.
Yeah. So I went to a pain management clinic. Walked out with 120 Oxy 30s, 90 OxyContin 40s, 90 Xanibars, and 90 Caristal. My first visit.
Yeah.
So that goes to show where you can walk in and walk out,
And don't blame it on don't blame it on you. Blame it on the guy that that's
Right.
prescribing to you, kiddo.
Yeah, they forced you to walk in there and ask for all that.
Somebody put you.
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I was a young kid, but you know what I mean. I'm not saying that.
Some
but
people
I'm
rely
just
on
saying.
doctor's advice, and the doctor tells them this is what you need, then they think that's what they need.
I was 22 years old.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just declare bankruptcy and move on.
Yeah.
No, you won't. You won't be
Yeah.
able to
Can't claim
discharge
bankruptcy.
that.
You
can't discharge
You
that.
can't
All
discharge
right,
government
I love the
debt.
show, man.
Just file and smile. They call it.
File and smile.
File to bank. Hey, come here, just file and smile. File and smile. I just made that one off the top of my head.
File and smile, man.
I want somebody to give me some advice on if I'm having a full blown walking brain aneurysm.
It's not. It's called sticking sticks in your ear for 30 years and driving.
352. Hello, last call of the day. Lummy, can you be? What are you doing on Saturday?
What time?
Well, anytime. I need somebody that lives close to the station to run down to the station and open up the back for the fence place to give us to look at what we need. It take you 5 minutes.
Yeah, in the morning. Yeah, no problem.
I mean, we can whatever time you want.
Yeah, in the morning would be better.
Get with Caveman.
Okay.
All right. Hello, 352. Last call of the day.
Hey, Bubba, it's Jared Jobber.
Hi, Jerry. Are you going to say some? Blitz? Doesn't Jerry the Jobber usually say bad things?
Well, let's see.
What, Jerry?
No, that driver, he's wrong. It's DOT required for sleep apnea. It all depends on your weight.
Yeah. All right, Jerry the Jobber. Good luck to you, kid. I hope that you are doing well.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye now.
Yeah, some regulations make sense. Not all regulations are bad.
Well, and a lot of times too, same with laws. Like they start out meaning good, but they turn them into something.
Right, and what happens is the law starts out good, and then everybody has to pork it up and special interest it up for them to be able to vote on it, and then it ends up being completely, special interest Willie.
Is this song for Brian because he's a snowflake?
No, this song is so that we don't get a copyright violation. As I make the 5-minute transition from here to the Fish and Chicken Show.
Shout out to Yippee Yo Brandon. He was the top cheer.
I think it's Yippee Yo Brando. Yippee Yo Brando.
I thought I got cut off.
The guy's the highest load of the day, and you mess his name up.
Biggest load of the day.
Janessa wouldn't have done that.
Nope, she wouldn't have.
Hopefully she gets better. Hopefully you get better.
Are we supposed to ask him what he wanted?
What do you mean?
The biggest load of the day gets a request.
Sure. Just find out what he wants and we can give it tomorrow. This Janessa's here, all right?
Shoot me a message, Yippee Yo Brando.
Fish and chips. No, is it fish and chicken?
Fish and chicken.
Whatever. That's up next, and I'm going to wash Stone Joey Logano's hair, and I'll put that up on YouTube later today. Today at noon, the Kurt Busch and Bubba Unsponged right here on YouTube. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Operations Manager, Blitz K.
Executive Producer, Caveman.
Co-host, Janessa.
Bubba Army Radio Programmer, Colton.
Multimedia Specialist, Christian Byboy.
BRN Historian, Lummox.
Show D-Lot, Stone Joey Logano.
The BRN Agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Building Supervisor, Red Tape Ken.
BRN Manager, Russell the Ferret Bruno.
BRN Show Dog, Pookie.
BRN Legal Counsel provided by Diaco Law, Carlson Meisner Hazlett, Hunter Law, Thompson Sizemore Gonzalez and Herring.
For everything else, including merchandise and social media, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello, I'm back.
Well, that's what a boss does. That's what a business owner does. And above all, that's what a wolf